Welcome to the Smark Foundation podcast. I am Aaron. This is Adam.
Oh, hi, Marks.
And we are here to talk about the last week of AEW uh, between Dynamite and Collision. And as always, we'll start off with some news. First of all, Tony Storm is out
Oh,
indefinitely. Uh,
broke my heart. Uh, Absolutely tore it apart. You are tearing me apart, Tony Storm. Um,
uh,
but yeah, I guess she was at the story goes that she was there in Fresno, and the doctors they were waiting right up until just before the show was about to go on the air. And she couldn't get cleared. And so they did the angle where she was attacked beforehand. Mina took her place in the no holds barred match against Marina Shafir.
yeah,
Uh, Later, they would post online the scene of the crime, and it looks like they're trying to make some salad out of you know what,
yeah,
and it's like a whole staged scene, right? Where she's on the ground, she's got this pool of blood behind her head, and the room is filled with like accoutrement from possible suspects in the women's locker room. You got like
yeah,
somebody had like a whole list of it. It was incredible. Great job for them that they had like Sheeta's kendo stick was there. There was a big Penelope's mallet, but it had her Harley Quinn mallet from her that one cosplay she did, but it had
mhm,
Megan Bain's name on it. A couple other things, uh, TK's coffee cup that he's always
yeah,
has is in there. Like I feel like there is a lot of potential to make a really good like who done it out of this, and that's clearly what people are thinking is going to happen, judging by Blue Sky.
yeah,
Everybody just assumes that that's what's going to happen. I think that's a good assumption to make, though. Like Tony Khan has never been shy about how much he loves the movie Clue,
yeah.
uh, and that movie is awesome. And if you've never seen it, you should watch it. It's a classic and an underrated one at that. But yeah, we don't even know if it's an injury. We don't know exactly what's going on. Specifically, nobody has been open about the nature of what is keeping her off TV. What we do know is that they don't expect her to wrestle for the remainder of the year.
Yeah.
So, uh, good thing about Tony Storm as a character is that you do not need her to wrestle.
No, no.
You can have her show up and be Tony. Even if she's not there physically, she can always just zoom in her homework. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's not like she hasn't before during her initial absence after losing the belt in Wembley to Mariah May. She took an extended absence, highlighted only with some occasional videos of what she was doing on the independent scene in Mexico and in Japan, and you know, while she
Yeah,
was away from AEW. So I feel like, regardless of what it is keeping her away, two things are clear. One, it's going to make me real sad, and I'm going to remain real sad about it. But the second thing is that it opens up a lot of possibilities for some hijinks, and I'm okay with hijinks. I like hijinks.
yeah, yeah. There's definitely a lot of possibilities coming off the end of this, but how long it's going to be to get there, ugh, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
It sucks. It sucks that she'll be gone. Whatever it is
Yeah.
keeping her off TV, I hope it turns out fine for her.
Yeah, for
And that's
sure.
all that's as far as I'll go. I mean,
Speculate. Yeah.
everybody has their own speculations, but you don't say those aloud. So I don't know why she's out, but hopefully it's not too terrible, and hopefully she'll be back with us eventually.
Yeah.
Conversely, in other news this week, Dennis Condrey will not be back with us.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Dennis. No matter what you think of his manager, you cannot deny the impact that the Midnight Express had on the fucking tag team division and the business as a whole. They're an amazing tag team. Dennis was a foundational part of that. And this is a loss. This is a loss for the business. Just that amount of knowledge just going away, especially at a time when we really need mentors for tag teams. Because tag teams it's a dying art form, man. Like you got, yeah, and I say that because I mean, the guys who really love tag team wrestling, the best in the world at it, are there's about eight teams, and they're split between like the two biggest companies in the world. Like the guys who really love it and that we don't even have to go through, like we know the list.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dennis being gone is detrimental to the knowledge of wrestling history and the wrestling business. So it's a sad day for that.
I imagine that Cash and Dax will probably be wearing black armbands on Wednesday.
I am going to assume that will probably be the case.
Yeah.
So yeah. They might be wearing full on midnight gear.
They already like scooped half their entrance.
Yeah, they did. They did. So yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be surprised if it was like a full on tribute.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get. I mean, they may be asking for a 10 bell for that one. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the business respect that guy, across all companies. So we will see the kind of forthcoming tributes for him. I'm sure. And yeah, other than that, I'm really not sure what else happened this week in wrestling. It's been a busy week.
It's been a blur for me too. With the weather and stuff acting as bizarrely as it's been. It's been playing, and my kids have been keeping me up at night again. So like I just, my brain is scrambled eggs at the moment. But there is the one other huge news item, but we will discuss that in our Call in the Ring segment.
Yeah, because
that has major implications and lots of fun things we can talk about.
Yeah.
So that's what the probably the one thing that's on all of our listeners' minds at this point in time regarding news for AEW. We'll talk about it, but we'll save it for the end of the show, so you'll just have to stick with us, huh?
Yeah. Other than that, we had Dynamite and Collision this week, and I'm going to say this right up front for everybody. If you feel like I'm a little bit less enthusiastic about AEW this week, this is called post pay-per-view slump. In case you don't know, I'm not hating on any of the wrestling action. I am not hating on like AEW as a whole. They're great as always, but when this is one of those weeks that happens about 8-9 times a year where like we have resolved almost everything, and going into this show there's like nothing that we really know of to look forward to just quite yet. Like, yeah, they've announced some matches.
Yeah, this is the building week.
But yeah, this is a building week. So like, I really like, there wasn't a lot of, oh man, I couldn't wait for this match, because this was a building week. So this is a post pay-per-view slump a little bit. Like, yeah, the show just seemed a little bit slower this week, but they've got 4 weeks to build a pay-per-view. So I imagine, and it did very quickly.
Yes, it did.
Business picks right the fuck up.
Yeah.
So, I'm not saying like this was terrible or anything like that. It's a little less pace than normal because we have to restart our build phase.
And you also have to wonder how much, because Tony Khan has proven time and again that he cares about the people in his employ very much, in fact.
Yeah.
Um, especially the stars that he works closest with. I mean, which makes sense. The closer you work with somebody, the more you get to know them, the more invested you are in them as people.
Yeah.
You kind of have to think, was part of the pacing issues of the show related to the Tony Storm stuff? Not
Maybe.
knowing until like 10, 15 minutes before the show went on the air, and then quickly like coming up with an angle to explain her away, and then having to change. I mean, the match with Marina probably looked a lot different because it was Mina instead of Tony.
Yeah. I'm sure it did.
And then who knows whether Rousey was supposed to be in there or not. I don't know. You don't
No
know.
idea.
Nobody knows except
Nope.
TK.
Yeah.
He
Like
and
it's
probably a
possible
couple
she
other
was
people
backstage,
under the
but
AEW umbrella are the only people who know if there was anything that was supposed to be, I don't know, anything that was supposed to be drawn out with that. But as it stands, they had to write her off, and I'm wondering if maybe this felt a little disjointed because Tony was preoccupied.
yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
possible. Also, I don't know. Like there were something like some other stuff that was announced beforehand that didn't make sense to me. Like that. Like I saw the graphic for the coffin match like the day before, I think, like
Yeah.
Tuesday, and I was like, already? Like, what are
Well,
we
that
doing?
got well that was a result of Gabe Kidd immediately, like as soon as the post Revolution presser happened, he barged in, swore a lot, and then demanded a coffin match on Dynamite against Darby.
uh,
So that was set up at the presser.
okay. See, I don't usually watch the presser.
I don't either, but
Um,
I
yeah.
had enough people reposting it on Blue Sky that there's a reason for this. Oh, okay.
Okay. Yes, yeah. So I didn't know about the reason for it. But I mean, it's not like tell me that the Will Osprey Blake Christian graphic didn't look weird because they almost looked like the same person.
Yeah, Blake Christian does kind of look like douchey Timu Will Osprey
Like his
a
little
little
brother,
bit,
like the little
a little
brother that's
bit.
tagging along a little bit. Like,
Yeah, he's
uh,
he's a tad more ginger,
yeah.
but a little paler. I thought the match was good though.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah. I mean, they
I
really
thought
did kick
Blake
it off good.
Christian was a really really good opponent for Will because they've never faced off on TV before against each other,
Yeah,
and you had the immediate story of Will's target on his neck. With the kinesio tape and just coming back from injury and everything, it gave something with Blake. Gave a reason for Blake to look good in this match instead of just getting mowed over.
yeah, yeah,
So if you have this, I mean, this is going to be Will's version of Kenny Omega's stomach. Like
yeah,
everybody's going to target it. They even said as much on commentary. Like everybody's going to target it. Like that's going to be the story of like most of his matches probably for the next 6 months. Is okay. They're going to work the neck.
yeah. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of neck
But
work.
the great thing is that it gives guys who are lower on the card, like Blake Christian, an opportunity for the story of the match, the psychology of the match, for a guy lower on that totem pole to look a little bit better against the best wrestler in the world. And Blake definitely did not. I thought he acquitted himself really well and maximized his minutes. He didn't let the opportunity slip by.
Yeah, yeah. I thought the match was really good. Like I was
Yeah,
I mean, like I said, like this is pay per view slump weeks. There wasn't a lot I was looking forward to. This is one match that was announced beforehand that I was like, okay, that graphic looks kind of odd, but
Yeah,
Okay. And it cooked. Like it straight up cooked. Like this was so good.
I
I just
liked the finish
yeah.
too. I
Oh,
really liked
dude.
the finish
Yeah.
because uh, Vanilla Baby had been working Osprey over for about, I'd say, probably a good 75% of the match. Like he was in charge for most of it, and he was getting ready to, like, he took off his elbow pad. He was standing in the corner. He was saying "F you," and he was going to give him the hidden blade, only for Will to jump to his feet, hit him as he was incoming with his own hidden blade,
Yeah.
and beat him 1, 2, 3 because it put over Will's determination, his resourcefulness, Vanilla Baby's cockiness with his own hubris did him in, but it also
Yeah.
put over the hidden blade as a finish
Yeah.
even stronger because he had been worked over and over and over again, and to the point where it looked like Blake might actually beat him if you were maybe 8 and didn't know any better. But it put the finish over because it was a one and done. There was no
Yeah.
setup. There was no weakening of anything. It was like DDP's diamond cutter. You get hit with it and you're done. It's done, style.
Yeah.
So I really liked that finishing sequence, especially.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. The whole match was really exciting. After that, Osprey gets the mic, he's talking about how much he missed everybody and everything, and then he calls out John Moxley, and Moxley shows up.
Yeah, he said
Uh,
the difference between you and me is I don't need a weapon to break somebody's neck. I can do it with my bare, and he drops the F-bomb
yeah,
hands. I was watching on Triller, so it got through without any
yeah,
censorship.
I was watching with the VPN, so yeah, there was no censorship on that.
I was like,
Uh,
oh, they're just dropping it now. Okay, all right, they're just all right. Got
so
serious Will Ospreay.
yeah, and so Moxley comes out with Yuta, and he gets in the ring, or he tries to get in the ring, but Osprey attacks him. He gets Moxley in the ring and sets him up for a Tiger Driver.
Yeah,
But then Pac shows up, and the sound of that boot hitting Osprey's face
yeah,
was so gnarly. I was like,
yeah,
oh god, because I had just looked like my phone had gone off, and I had a lot of and my partner here will attest me, I had a lot of shit going on this weekend.
yeah,
So my phone goes off, and I'm like, oh, that's important, and I look down at my phone. And I'm like, I got to get my head back up for this Tiger Driver. And right as I look at my phone, I hear that thwap. And I'm like, oh, something happened. And I look up and there's Pac. And I'm like, oh,
yeah,
yeah, oh no.
yeah.
If there's one person I want him to face less than John Moxley, it's Pac. Because, yeah, Pac is
is
always,
as advertised.
yeah, is as advertised. He is a complete bastard. And he's always a threat. And, always. You can't put if you put the world champion in the ring with Pac, it is not beyond possibility that Pac will walk out of that ring with the title.
Yeah.
In kayfabe, or if he just fucking decides to. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's that. That's one of those old cases where you got a real shooter on your hands, and that's him. That's your guy.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, so he puts Osprey in the brutalizer and allows Moxley and Yuta to kind of recover and get to the ring. And as Pac is leaving, the Bang Bang Gang, who are set to face Moxley and Yuta, are making their entrance. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of that entrance, Osprey just appears out of nowhere and jumps off the ramp to attack Pac as he's going to the back. So that brawl is happening during this entrance. And Juice and Austin are like, all right, cool,
okay,
man.
cool, man. Yeah.
Do you.
He was like, hey, man, that's cool.
That just means Pac isn't going to be interfering in our match. I'm all right with that.
Exactly.
Yeah. I want to say something, too. Pac's hair looks great now. It's at the perfect length for him.
Yeah, I think so, too.
It's not this weird haircut where it was this undercut and it's just long coming from the top. It's not short pack hair, which always looked a little like eh. It's like at the perfect like mid length where he's kind of Farrah Fawcetting it out a little bit, but like it's like the perfect length for him. I feel it's like you keep it there, Pac. You've got something there.
Yeah.
You've
Yeah.
got something right there. But yeah, we assume that we're going to be getting Pac versus Osprey very close future,
Yeah. I figure we're
and that
probably
would
gonna
be
get that.
reinforced on Collision, but we'll get there.
Yeah. So yeah, we got Death Runners. That's Moxley and Yuta versus Juice Robinson and Ace Austin, and like I really gotta. I'm just gonna say this before because I thought this match was great. But we gotta stop just like feeding the Bang Bang Gang to people. They are so entertaining that they need to be taken seriously so that you can take advantage of how over they are because of how entertaining they are, and especially Juice. Especially
Yeah,
Juice.
I'm
Like,
glad Juice has gone back to a little bit less so serious in his presentation.
yeah,
Like they tried it, it didn't really work. Nobody really bought it. They wanted him to be chaotic and silly and goofy, and so he went back to that. His hair was out of control,
yeah.
absolutely out
So,
of control. His eyes were in every direction except forward. Uh, like that's the Juice Robinson that we want. I
yeah,
think that they're feeding them some losses because they're probably. I mean, Jay White's been gone for nearly a year now.
yeah.
I think he comes back sooner than later, and I
I would hope
think
so.
they're probably going to be running a gimmick where they keep losing and they keep losing until Jay gets back and rights the ship.
Like Jay and then Colton too. Like they, I would
Yeah,
love to see a full Bang Bang Gang. Like the full gang, like all at once. I need all five of them. Like
and Cardblade,
and Cardblade, yeah.
bring him back.
Like bring back Cardblade only to surprise us with real Switchblade. Like that
Yeah,
would be
yeah, I think
great.
that'd be a cool fake out.
Yeah,
I think that at some point, because TK is a huge mark for the Bullet Club, I do think that they're going to run Dogs versus Bang Bang Gang feud at some point, and it's probably going to be pretty soon.
yeah, yeah.
I
think
think
so.
that, I mean, it makes a lot of sense given their ties, given how much TK seemingly wants to keep the Bullet Club alive in some form,
Yeah,
even if he can't use the name for his own merchandising. I think that I don't know if there's money in it, but and not big money anyway. But it'll definitely be something that the hardcore fans, especially the guys who are also fans of New Japan, would probably be very interested in.
yeah,
Ultimately,
yeah.
what I would say is that you would probably have to see one of them join the Dogs and to make it 4-on-4 instead of 5-on-3. I think that honestly, probably the one that makes the most sense to is Jay.
Yeah,
Because let's be real here, Jay's a better face, a better heel than he is a face,
yeah,
and I think that sets you up with Jay versus Juice, which the contrast of their styles and their personalities would be something that fans could really get behind.
mm-hmm.
Because your other option is either Ace Austin, who hasn't been on TV frequently enough for anybody to care about.
Yeah,
At least in a way that it would make a betrayal mean something. Or Juice, which I don't think anybody wants that. I think they want
no,
babyface, silly, goofy Juice Robinson.
yeah,
And that the only other alternative is splitting up the guns. I don't think they want to do that.
no,
So, I mean, they're not waiting on Colton to come back all this time just to split him off from his brother.
yeah,
So, I think that probably your best bet is to have Jay turn his back on Bang Bang Gang, join the dogs, and then that 4 versus that 4, that evens things out and adds legitimacy to the dogs.
So, I don't know if I mean, I don't know. Hopefully sooner than later, because hopefully Jay will be back sooner than later. Like, that's
Yeah, I mean,
somebody that this company desperately needs right now, just
I,
to add another layer.
I mean, I'll agree with that. I mean, it's no secret I'm not like the biggest fan of Jay White. Like, I'm not, clamoring for him to be in the world title scene again or anything like that. But I mean, to say that he doesn't add something to the product is obviously not true. Like,
Yeah.
I do feel he has value. I just don't. I never saw him as a world title guy. Just never saw it. And
No,
that
but I
just
would love to see him take on Okada for the international title.
Yeah.
Jay White versus Okada
Yeah,
all
run
day
that
long.
back.
Run that all day.
I mean, that's a different conversation altogether.
Or him and Kyle Fletcher for the TNT title. Like, I could run that all day.
Yeah.
Like,
I
there's a
feel
bunch of
like,
different people I would run with him a lot.
I mean, to me, like, I love Okada, but since he lost the Continental title belt, he's felt kind of aimless, and like he doesn't have anything going on. So,
Yeah.
like, he's the international title holder. He never defends it.
Yeah.
I think he's defended it twice since the Continental Classic, and one of them was on a Ring of Honor taping randomly.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's time to move the belts.
Yeah.
So if it's to a returning Jay White, I'm all for that. That's fine.
Yeah.
I think it should be to Takeshita. I think they should just get it done and over with. But, like...
Yeah, if Okada's behavior is going to be the catalyst for the split of the Don Callis family, we need to go ahead and get that on. Like, we need to just go ahead and get that
like,
shit
they're probably
fucking...
building towards All In. Which is,
but it's
expected,
like, so
but, like... Think of it this way. Okada signed with AEW just over 2 years ago, right? He was immediately belted up with the Continental title about 2 or 3 weeks into his tenure here, and he has not been unbelted in that entire time. He's been belted up with either the Continental and or the international title the entire time.
Yeah.
And the trio, he had a 10-day reign with the trios belts in there now too.
Yeah.
I love Okada, but can we do something different with him? And can we move the belt onto somebody who can tell different stories? Like, I want something different for that international title. It's been held hostage over the past 3 months. I love Okada. He's one of the best of all time. I'm not saying I love his character, his kind of, impish, mischievous Loki type character, just stirring the pot. I love it. Great. You don't need the belt for that.
Yeah.
Move the belt onto somebody. Have Takeshita cost them the belt to somebody else so that you can get along with this.
I have an idea.
Okay.
The Don Callis family has ties to MJF. Hangman can't take away what MJF loves the most, but he can take away what Okada and Don Callis love the most.
Yeah.
And then we got Hanger versus Okada.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a reason to go after them specifically anymore, though. Like, that kind of died after the Fletcher feud ended.
Yeah, but he has to... I mean, they're working with MJF, and he has to think of any way he can go about getting revenge on MJF without actually being able to take his title away. This is an easy one. It's a layup, kind of. But it would have to be... I mean, they would have to make the tie between MJF and Don Callis' family a lot stronger before Hangman makes his return.
They did take a step towards doing that later on in this show.
But also doesn't seem like it sat well with the Don Callis family member who was involved either. So
No. I mean, I think that's good though. I think
I think that's good too. Yeah,
I think that's good.
Because I
If you're gonna create a schism, you need clear battle lines
yeah,
of of who's gonna
and
stay with Don and be a heel, and who's gonna turn and leave the family and be a baby face.
that's
And I
definitely
think
somebody
with
I wanted on that side of it.
yeah, I
I
mean
definitely
Takesha's
wanted
the
that guy.
obvious one. He's gonna be a
Yeah,
baby face. Kyle could go either way.
yeah,
He really, really could. I mean, he was getting cheers all throughout his match on Collision.
yeah.
I mean, granted, nobody in that town knew who Robbie Eagles was. So, I mean, that probably had a big play in it. But uh, that being said, like they were cheering, he's getting cheers because he's just so good. He's so good. He's like a
Yeah,
top 10 in ring guy at the moment in the world. So,
yeah,
you can only hold back the cheers from talent for so long.
yeah. Like my
Uh,
ideal battle line, like I don't know where it would be split, but like my ideal one in my head initially, I was like Takeshi and Fletcher over there, and Andrade
yeah,
over there for sure. Like I was like because look, man, it's one of those like you were just saying, talent. You're not going to be able to keep the cheers off him long, and I think Andrade's shelf life of being a heel is way shorter than Kyle Fletcher's.
I think
Like
so too.
I think
Especially
that
with this gimmick as a winner.
yeah, because
The
he's like
selfie gimmick is a
yeah,
winner.
but that selfie shit, that giving women your number, like yeah, it's heelish and it's and that he's a little bit misogynist, but those ladies
They're
are participating and
they're
they want it.
asking
Yeah,
for
like
they're literally asking to take their picture. They're the ones
yeah,
taking liberty
he is
kissing him on the cheek.
he
Okay, he's
is
just letting them do it.
he is interacting with with female fans the way a face ladies man character like Rhett Titus would do. This is
Yes.
basically a swarthy Italian Rhett Titus or a swarthy Mexican Rhett Titus. That's all is happening right here.
Except
But
the women approach him instead of the other way
yeah,
around.
instead of the other way around. But I also like this is he's interacting with them as if he were a face though.
Yeah.
So like even if they're like rubbing his shoulders while he's showing off his muscles to be a heel to the guy, he's not healing up to them. And part
Yeah.
of being a heel is like healing up to the crowd too. So like there has to be a like he's not doing any of that heel side of that same thing where like like they try to kiss him and he pulls away like, oh no, you're not good enough.
Yeah, I mean the most heelish thing he's doing, like, I mean he's cheating to win matches. Although he pinned Bandito clean.
Yeah.
He pinned the Ring of Honor World Champion clean.
Mm-hmm.
But like in most of his other matches, he's cheated to win. He cheated to win over Swerve and Kenny. He tried to with Hanger, but Hanger did his homework and watched those other two matches.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like I feel like I think he has a lot of sympathy too. Like the AEW crowd in general is smart to stuff that goes on outside the ring.
Yeah.
I feel like he's got a lot of sympathy for not only going back to WWE, I mean, clearly to try and make his marriage work.
Yeah.
Failing, which is sympathetic in and of itself.
Yeah.
And then to come back only to be stymied by a ludicrous, absolutely ridiculous non-compete clause, and then to beat them. Like, dude, the guy has all the momentum in the world.
He has all
and
the
you're
makings
making
of a
him a
folk
heel?
Yeah.
No way. He's a folk hero now.
Yeah. He has all the makings of like an anti-WWE folk hero. And y'all are like, oh no, he's got to be a bad guy. No.
He can do exactly the same stuff attitude-wise. Keep all that. Just don't have him cheat anymore. Just have him win clean. That's all.
Win clean.
That's literally the only thing.
Get rid of Don Callis and have him win clean. That's all he's got to do. And he's got to be and have him occasionally hit the mic and be like, I love all of you. So, and I know you love me because we fucking do, that's all it would take really. And you could keep him face forever on that. Like just the whole, like, this is our guy who took the big company to fucking to task over some bullshit and won.
Yeah.
and now he's our guy.
With
And
this crowd, that will carry you a long way.
long fucking way. Yeah. So, um, that said, back to the match at hand.
Yeah.
Moxley and Yuta end up taking the win on this one after Moxley sticks Austin with the Death Rider. Um, kind of a crazy little like back end like run up to that finish because I really once when Austin pulled Daniel Garcia off the apron and Juice lit them both up with the left hand of God, I thought that was it. I was like, oh,
Yeah, Juice looked good.
They've been treating that left hand of God.
Bumping for him.
Yeah, they've been treating that left hand of God like a fucking killer. And so when he got them both with it, I was like, oh, fucking that's gonna be it. But then, like, it just kind of devolved into this like chaotic situation, and Austin ends up being Austin tags in after a kick out and like just immediately gets it. Like it's like they just like shoved Juice off to the side basically after a kick out, and he had nothing to do with Austin tagging in and getting his ass beat for the next like minute and a half before the match was over, like pretty quickly thereafter. So I thought that was kind of weird. I was like, really? Like, you're gonna let Juice lay these guys out with his fucking finisher and then kick out?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yuta got to kick out too. Like, that's the part that bothered me. I think was like if he had hit Moxley with that, and Moxley kicked out. Okay, that's just Moxley. Yeah. But he nailed Yuta with it, and you let the shameful goat fucking kick out. Like, what's going on here? But up until that point, I thought the match was pretty good. So, like, I mean, I wasn't like I didn't hate the match altogether. I thought it was pretty good. I knew somebody was going to get involved. Of course, it was Daniel Garcia, but he was kind of pretty quickly taken out of that situation. The part I had a problem with came after this, because then we immediately get a super close up of Gabe Kidd's cunt face, and he's like, "Meet me in the parking lot, you rat." And you know, I'm a sucker hooligan, bad teeth. And so that scared me a little bit. He was like, Gabe Kidd, no. And then instead of going to the parking lot, they immediately go to a post-Revolution Kenny Omega promo about Swerve, which I'm like, okay, I thought we were going to the parking lot.
Yeah, me too.
But then, you know, Kenny just basically calls him out for a number one contendership match, which I'm pretty sure is going to happen. And then we go to...
Well, not only that, the weird part of this was, like, he was talking like everybody knew that his match with Brody, Swerve's match with Brody King, made the winner of the number one contenders. Like, that was not made clear.
I did.
Why is Kenny privy to this information and only Kenny?
This first time I'm hearing of it, you know.
At least Swerve would bring that up later in his promo. He's like, I didn't even know I was the number one contender. Like, at least he acknowledged it. Like,
that was some real E-Fed shit. Kenny posted first, and he was like, now you're the number one contender. And then fucking Swerve came back and was like, I didn't even know I was the hell yeah. I mean, right. Okay, thanks for letting me know, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
it was a real like an improv comedy, like a real yes and moment.
Yeah, for real. But then after this promo, then we go directly into, okay, so they said the parking lot, but this was 100% a pre-tape, not in the fucking parking lot. Okay, like first of all, we were not in the parking lot of this fucking event center or wherever we're at.
There was a freaking like bank in the background.
Okay, like look, okay, guys, like I've seen a lot of pre-tapes. Okay, I've seen a lot of pre-tape stuff like this. All right, WWE, AEW, ECW did it a couple of times. WWE is the one that's known most for doing stuff like that, because especially during the pandemic, they had a lot of these like cinematic matches.
Yeah.
Okay, look, love Darby Allin to death. I really do love Darby Allin, but this was fucking not my shit. This was like, I was just like, this is fucking dumb the whole time. And it's fucked up too, because the match afterwards was fucking killer. I loved every minute of that coffin match once they got into the arena, but this pre-tape was not it, you know. It was not
you
it.
And I have different opinions on this, because like I didn't mind the pre-tape. I thought driving a car into its own crash was a little excessive, and unnecessarily life-threatening. Kudos I will actually give kudos to Gabe Kidd for actually doing that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that shit.
I wouldn't have done that. I don't care if there were airbags in the trunk of that car.
Never
Don't care.
No.
I am not doing that.
Nope.
So, congratulations. You're a tougher man than me. We already knew that. But, like, even I don't like Gabe Kidd, but I got to give him his kudos there for being really brave, because that could have gone wrong in so many different ways.
The only part I really liked about this pre-tape was when the trunk opened and he fell out onto the lid of the trunk.
That was great. That was my favorite part.
Genuinely laughed at that. I was like, okay.
That's kind of what saved this whole thing for
me. The rest
of
it, I was like, it was funny. It was legitimately funny to me. But the rest of it, I was like, this just ain't it. And they're definitely not in the parking lot. Okay, like
no,
100% they're not in the fucking parking.
So it was so funny because it's like two back-to-back, like bookending the commercial break promos of like telling you stuff that made you go, wait, what? Because you've got Kenny with the number one contender thing. It's like, wait a minute, where did that come from? And then this, where it's a parking lot, but it's not a parking lot. Like, or at least not this parking lot of the arena.
Yeah.
But I mean, call me petty, but I like seeing Gabe Kidd in danger. So like this actually hit for me a little bit. What didn't hit for me was I saw where they were going with it, and I appreciate the effort. But as soon as you got Gabe Kidd in that straitjacket, everything slowed down.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, like I get it. I totally get it, both from Darby's perspective and Gabe Kidd's perspective, because Gabe Kidd is very open. That character has been very open about the time that he has spent in mental hospitals, and how his time there wasn't exactly an easy time. So I get like him being not comfortable, but being, let's say, more creative and more what's the word I'm looking for? Resourceful while strapped in a straitjacket than one might expect.
Yeah.
And I get why Darby would want to put him in one, because he's a dangerous dude and he wants to beat the hell out of him.
Right.
I get that. But the practical effect of it was it just completely grounds the whole thing to a halt, despite their best efforts to prevent that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Also, what was the deal with that casket? Like
it's like they were like, oh shit, we have a casket match tonight. Somebody go to Harbor Freight and get the biggest box you can get.
Yeah, it looked like a shipping container.
Yeah.
Like, you have you ever seen like Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein?
Yeah, it looks like the box.
It looks like the thing that Dracula travels in, right?
Yeah,
the big box with all the shipping stuff in, like the like. Get out of here! That's
not a coffin. That's like a giant toy chest from Harbor Freight. That's exactly what
the finish was smooth, though. It was smooth because he did the low pay, the missile, shot himself like a freaking torpedo at Gabe Kidd. He lands in there, and then in one fell motion, because of the shaking of the thing, it closes by itself.
Yeah,
and the visual of that was very cool.
Yeah, it was.
It was very clean. But yeah, like this match, it could have done with like. I wish they hadn't gone for the straitjacket, because then this would have been a very, very serviceable little plunder brawl.
Yeah.
But as it stands, it's like, oof, there's like this whole like 5 to 10 minutes in the middle that seems to go on forever.
Yeah,
But
I thought,
Darby won, and
yeah,
that means that it's done. No more Gabe Kidd and Darby Allin.
right.
Fine with that. That's the outcome I want.
Hey, but Gabe Kidd has been known to disappear for months after getting put into a death container.
It's
So,
true.
so we might not see him for a while. But after that, Darby Allin grabs the mic and he says that he basically declares himself for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And this is the first time that he has blatantly come out and been like, I am going to win the AEW World Heavyweight Championship.
Yep.
So
it's not the first time, but it's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
Because he's been sidetracked by the Death Riders and then the Dogs. So
yeah.
Now
Death Riders and then Death Riders
business for
2.0
him is taken care of. He's ready to redirect his energies.
Yeah. Yeah. After that, we've got Jurassic Express with Luchasaurus driving the bus, so he's okay.
And Jungle Jack making friends with the local squirrels.
Yeah. That squirrel was fucking awesome. I'm sorry,
I like somebody on Blue Sky photoshopped him into the All Elite graphic thing. Wild squirrel is All Elite.
Even the squirrel got one before RJ.
Poor RJ.
Poor RJ. He needs they better give him an All Elite graphic. Like
I think at this point he's saying no, never give it to me. Just so that I have a grievance that I can always bring up.
His baby heel.
Yep.
But yeah, so yeah, they're just saying they're gonna be teaming with the Young Bucks and they're gonna take on Romero and Beretta and Okada later, and Luchasaurus called Okada a bitch.
Yep. That was pretty much it there. Nothing super fancy. I mean, well, it was fancy because there was a bus, but like nothing over the top.
Yeah.
And goes to commercial, and when the show returns, Prince Nana's got the jobber entrance.
Yeah.
He's in the ring already, and he's in full heel mode, but he's toned back the laughing. The evil laugh is practically nowhere to be seen. And he announces Swerve, who comes down, sits in a chair, and they do the gimmick with the spotlight. It's all dark except for the spotlight on him. I'm like, yeah, let's try different things with the presentation. Let's do that. I like it. I dig it. And then he cuts this promo, a great promo, about power.
Mm-hmm.
What it is, who has it, what it means to wield it. And he basically parlays that, he says, I didn't even know I had the power I have as number one contender. So I'm going to leverage that power for your power, Kenny Omega. He's like, I'll put this number one contendership on the line if you put your EVP status on the line.
Ooh.
Like, geez Louise, we went from 0 to 100 in about 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap. And they're doing it in the St. Paul one, right? That's where we are this week.
Yeah.
It's like, I thought that, okay, so I still, to a degree, think that you should put Brody King in whatever main event is on that show. Because they're in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And he's basically the AEW's poster boy for Fuck Ice.
Yeah.
So I feel like you have to have him on the show. I would prefer in the main event, but if you're not, boy howdy, the stakes high in this match.
Mm-hmm.
That's a main event waiting to happen. Kenny Omega versus Swerve Strickland Part 2, when their first match, even Dave Meltzer gave it over 5 stars this week.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic.
Or a few weeks ago, rather.
Yeah.
So like, running that back with number one contendership and EVP status on the line, you could do worse for a main event.
Yeah.
You could do a lot worse. So yeah, that's that will get later on
Mhm.
accepted as a challenge and booked by Tony Khan for the main event
Yeah.
of that show.
Yeah. After that, we have what is probably my match of the night: Speedball Mike Bailey versus Mark Davis of the Don Callis family.
Yeah, before
And
this, Speedy gets interviewed by Renee, but he doesn't say anything. I mean, it's a basic babyface promo.
Mhm.
You know, nothing egregious, but like nothing like super special either.
No.
But it hypes people up for Mike Bailey in this match.
And deservedly so.
Yeah, this is a great little kicky flippy guy versus big bruiser match.
Oh, it was amazing.
Styles make fights, baby.
Dude, yeah, they do, and it's made a great fight. And I'm not gonna downplay Mark Davis's role in this at all. He fucking really put in like a lot of really great work for this match. And I mean, Speedball's great, we know that, but like Mark Davis is just like he really is like
He's found
improving
his
every week. I feel
groove
like,
these last couple of months.
I think he is in. Oh my word, sweetest taboo, you were in rare form. You know,
yes.
Yeah, like he's in peak condition, like peak form right now, just like peak. He is definitely putting in the work.
Yeah.
And this was great. This match showed it. Because I mean, yeah, he played the big guy, but he definitely was keeping up with Mike Bailey, which has got to be a task.
Yeah.
Mike Bailey has what seems like an unending fucking gas tank.
I want to see an Iron Man match between him and Roddy Strong.
Oh God.
Can you imagine?
Oh my God.
Can you even imagine the pace that they would cut for an hour?
Oh my God.
Because neither one of them will get tired.
No, they won't get tired. They'll just keep, and they'll be like, and they'll try to one up each other the whole time too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It'd be so good. Oh, but yeah, so it was a really good one. During this match, they do break the news that Swerve versus Kenny is for next week at Dynamite.
Yep. Bailey wins with the Ultimate Weapon.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they're using that a little bit more often because I know why they don't.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to take that move. But I'm glad that I'm getting to see it because man, that's a finish right there.
Yeah.
And Davis takes it like right in the side in this match too. Like he doesn't even get that on his back. He like eats it right in the meaty ribs that he's got.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna hurt, man. Hurt and like make it hard to breathe the next couple of days, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, because any bruise on your ribs makes it hard as hell to breathe. So.
Yep.
After that, we had MJF backstage after Revolution with his promo and what I'll just go ahead and call his Disney World promo.
Yeah.
But I thought it was good. I was like, all right. I mean, okay.
Yeah.
You know, like.
No, it was a great promo, but it made me mad.
Yeah. It made me mad too because it's going to be like 20 years. You can't even touch me. And I've still got so long to go. And
like, he's making me mad in the way that he should make me mad.
Yeah.
He's you know, he's working me and that's fine. I don't have a problem being worked. That's the business. But like, it just, I know it's complicated because of freaking what's his face, the villain, but Marty. It's because of Marty Scurll. I know it's complicated. Like Hangman would eventually address things, and he would be like, you know, this is months ago, and he would say that, you know, he basically wanted to be like, you know, he's essentially acting like a pastor would, you know.
Yeah.
And to a degree, I kind of get it because it's like we see so many people get disaffected and then they get, you know, unfellowshipped or whatever you want to call it. And they lose all of their friends and family over the decisions they make, even if they should. And I'm not sticking up for what Marty did. Marty was the scumbag, okay? Clear out. But you see so many people fall down that rabbit hole and they lose all their friends and they lose any support that they would have, and they go deeper into the well and they get snatched up by people like freaking Nick Fuentes,
Yeah.
you know, and like the disaffected, like there's a reason that all these incel losers go down the far right, fall into the far right pipeline, is because nobody wants to be around them and nobody wants to see them as human beings.
Yeah.
Like, so I get Hangman having been Marty's friend prior to these allegations coming out and prior to this stuff happening, wanting to make sure that his friend didn't end up going down that rabbit hole, to be his anchor. I get that. I commend him for acknowledging that a lot of people may not like it and they're entitled to their opinions, and that he's okay with them changing their mind on him if that's what they feel like they need to do. I feel like that's taking responsibility for the situation that the part of the situation that he's taking part in. I will say that it makes me question his wisdom, his judgment, because, like, on the one hand, yes, to a degree, I agree with that sentiment. On the other hand, like, the guy is unrepentant.
Yeah.
The guy isn't admitting that he did something. He isn't showing remorse. He isn't offering to pay recompense. He's just moving on with his life, as you know, in wrestling, even as you know, being the Carney shill that he is. So I think this is a matter of a good person with good intentions being really naive, and that's a sad thing.
Yeah.
I can't hate him for that, but it does make me disappointed. That said, I love the character of Hangman Adam Page, and the fact that the scumbag finally won, like, and as clean as you can over him. Like, I have no interest in seeing Hangman hit rock bottom a third time. It's like, we've been here, we've done this. Like, the more interesting thing would be for MJF to actually learn something and go through something that changed him legitimately, not putting on a facade, you know, leaning into the fact that he was a scumbag because he was getting cheered for by people who simply wanted to acknowledge his talent. Like, don't get me wrong, like that, you know, there was entertaining stuff he did with Adam Cole, but I never cheered him because he never repented for anything. Like, in fact, he just leaned more into it, if anything, at the crowd's urging. So, like, to me, the more interesting thing would have been for MJF to lose and then to finally do some self-examination and have that Taylor Swift moment. Hey, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Like, that to me, and you know, for most characters, it wouldn't even matter, because, you know, people flip heel and face so much. It doesn't. I mean, in wrestling, you just kind of have to accept it. A lot of times, people are just gonna flip for no reason at all. Like, what a few weeks ago, because of who was it? Juice wasn't cleared yet or something. And so Austin Gunn tagged with his dad for the first time in like 3 years. Last I checked in storyline, they had a falling out. You know, it was like a big deal that the Guns were on their own, and all of a sudden you're tagging with your dad like nothing's wrong anymore. Like, those things are a lot of those things we accept as part of the medium simply
Yeah.
because, you know, it's always been there. But for the most talented guys in this promotion that rewards long term storytelling and character arcs that take place over a long period of time that are somewhat realistic, the bar is raised, right? You expect more from MJF because he is so talented and he can handle that.
Yeah.
That's why it irks me so much that he beat Hanger, is because, like, oh, it's more of this. It's more of this. It's 7 years now and he hasn't changed a bit. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we've gotten more lore, we've gotten more reasons for why he is the way he is, but we don't have any growth.
Yeah.
Lore, learning the background of a character is not character growth. It's in fact it's the opposite of that. It's showing stuff that has already happened. It's not showing you stuff that should happen. Like, I don't know. So like this back to the point. This just reminded me that, you know, he beat Hanger, and it's just like, ugh, great, more MJF crap. For another few months at least. And whereas Hanger is getting a vacation. So I don't know. I don't know what happens when Hangman comes back, but I I don't know. I'm disappointed.
They say he died for 5 minutes in the hospital, and all this shit doesn't matter.
I mean, you and I have been over this privately. Like, I, with my dark sense of humor, I would accept that and I would laugh heartily. I think that's pushing on the border of good taste for a lot of people. Though. I think.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, so after the Disney World promo, we've got Don Callis, or the Don Callis family, and it's Okada and RPG Vice, and Okada's just laughing and saying, "Oh, I was never your family," which, I mean, I guess they just picked the shittiest thing to find for him to say real quick
Yeah.
before their match. I mean, like, oh yeah, we were never friends. I hate you and your kids. Like, I mean, like, what the fuck,
Yeah.
like, that's bullshit. Like, but yeah, like, yeah, we all were obviously friends. Don't play with us. We all watched Being the Elite.
Yeah.
Like, after that, we've got our Mina Shirakawa no holds barred match, um, against Marina. Taking the place of Tony Storm, and I mean, I
Mina
guess,
actually wins a match.
yeah, I totally expected Marina to win this. And when she didn't, I was like, okay. I guess
I
that maybe,
mean, if it was still Tony, I would have expected Tony to win. But I half expected them to flip it because, well, Tony's not here, so we might as well put Marina over.
Mhm.
But I guess they must have made the call to be like, okay, Tony's not here. The more important thing is for us to fill that babyface void.
Yeah,
So let's put Mina over here instead of Marina.
yeah,
But yeah, this was. I mean, I will say that every time you put the women of AEW in a no DQ situation, they usually, I mean, they just hit it out of the park. That said, of all the ones that I've seen, this was still fun, but it probably was the weakest one.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I don't imagine they had a lot of time to play.
no, and that's why I'm pretty forgiving of it, because like this was changed at literally the last minute. They were probably
Yeah.
agenting this up right until they got into Gorilla. Like,
Yeah, probably.
it, thankfully Mina was already at the show. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, it was a bottle of champagne.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Crushed her with that bottle, man. I was like, oh,
yeah, right in
shit.
the face.
Yeah.
right in the jaw. Like,
Yeah.
damn. But what was it? A power bomb? I think after it, power bomb into the glass. I think it
No,
was.
she was Storm Zero for sure.
Oh, it was a Storm Zero. That's right.
Yeah.
It just didn't look right because she'd never done the move before.
Yeah, probably.
That's why it looked. Yeah, that's why I was remembering as the power bomb because it was supposed to be a Storm Zero that didn't really look right.
Yeah. So yeah,
But I'm
Mina
glad
gets the
for
win.
Mina. Like it looks
Yeah.
like she might be getting a little bit of a push out of this. I really hope that they don't come around and say that Mina was the one who attacked her because I
Yeah,
want
I
it
hope
to
not.
be like a little less cliche than that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to. Maybe it was Tony
Like
Khan.
there was somebody on Blue Sky that said, "Oh, her, looking at the crime scene, right? Like, oh, Tony's makeup was smeared. It was a lover. It must have been Mina." And like, okay, but counterpoint, she smudges her makeup on purpose all the time, like,
Yeah.
like all the time. Like, I don't necessarily think that's hard evidence,
No.
and I hope it isn't. Like, I feel like this is a way to get like a new character over. Honestly, like in the coming weeks, have somebody either return or debut, and people wouldn't connect it because of the distance between the incident and the return or debut,
Yeah.
and then have it eventually be revealed that it was them.
Yeah. That'd be good.
I mean, or like who could really benefit from somebody like that, from something like this, like Zeta Steel,
Yeah.
could really benefit from being revealed as the perpetrator down the line.
Or Maya or any of the there's there's a few new ladies that could probably benefit from this. Yeah.
Yeah. If you wanted to bring I mean, what a great way to bring Brooke Baker back.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do that. Like the possibilities really are endless. And I mean the motive is just this could just be as simple as I don't like you. You make a mockery of wrestling, this, that, the other. Like, there's so many ways you could go with it. I really hope that whatever they choose is an interesting one.
Yeah, I hope so. After that, we've got what we talked about earlier. Renee Paquette is backstage with Andrade. He declares himself also for the AEW World Title, but then is interrupted by Jonathan Cruz, who tries to give him a large silver briefcase from MJF. But then they bring Don, he's like not really having it. And then they bring Don Callis on a video call and he tells him.
Why wasn't he there in person?
I don't know. But he basically tells Andrade to take this and that they're going to handle this Darby problem for MJF. And Andrade seems very uneasy about working with MJF. But I mean, I'm pretty sure Andrade doesn't fucking like MJF. I think that's been established.
Yeah. That's been readily established for several weeks, if not a couple of months by now.
Okay.
Like, there was even the one, what was it? House of Glory, I think it was, where they were both on the same show and MJF was defending the world title against one of their stars. And Andrade, they even showed a little clip of this. They filmed something specifically for Dynamite at this show of them being, I guess Andrade came out to cause a distraction. It wasn't like it obviously didn't cost him the belt or anything like that, but he was on the rampway and MJF, he goes back and he confronts him like, what the hell was that? It's like, you got all these people lining up to face you in AEW for that world title, and you're off defending against these indie scrubs. What are you doing? You're running away from Andrade is what you're doing.
No.
So like there is context for this.
Okay. So he's of course reluctant, but he takes the money anyway. So it looks like the Don Callis family will be going after Darby Allin now. Even though he just got done with the dogs. Like, why does Darby Allin always got to take on a whole gang of fucking motherfuckers by himself? Like,
well, that's what happens when you're 170 pounds.
Well, I guess so.
You get targeted. It's not fair, but it's what happens.
Yeah.
Ask me how I know.
After that,
clearly not anymore, but like high school was a little bit different.
Right. After that, we've got our national champion Jack Perry with the Young Bucks versus Okada, Beretta, and Romero from the Don Callis band. And
And you already knew going into this match who was going to win because Rocky Romero was in the match.
yes, and he never wins ever.
Love you,
So,
Rocky, but you're a dead giveaway.
You're a dead giveaway, dude. Yeah. The match was fun still. You know, kind of like a mini party match, basically.
Yeah,
It
was fun.
It was pretty good. It was a nice, fun little match. But
oh my gosh, the little thing with Okada, like right after the beginning, that they clear RPG Vice, and it's just all three of the elite in there with Okada, who had been ragging them for the first few minutes of the match, and just like, you know, being a real dick to them, and he's like begging off, oh no, it's not so. I wasn't serious. Come on, begging off, and then trying to I think we tried to give Jack a low blow, but he caught it, and then they just beat the crap out of him. Immediate comeuppance for a shitty heel. I love it.
Finally. They Okada and RPG, Okada and Romero and Trent Beretta, like they mocked the Young Bucks pose, and they tried to pick him up for like triple tombstone pile drivers, but they all escaped. Like after, I think they bit him. Which, like, what is going on lately? Why is everybody biting people? Everybody is biting people.
Okay, well, to be fair, this is a callback to something Jack specifically did to Okada in the Continental Classic.
Oh yeah, he did bite him on the nuts, didn't
he? He certainly did. He did that, and then they all did it.
Yeah, but then everybody got, after that, you know, they kind of got out of that. Super kick party begins. Romero gets a triple super kick, and then the Bucks hit a BT trigger on him, and then a flying knee strike by Jack Perry, and that's the end.
Yep.
Bucks and Perry get the win, but after that, they get on the mic and they're like, you know, our dad gave us a pep talk, and you got to remind us of who the hell we are, and there's not anybody in the back at all who can stop us from winning the AEW World Tag Team titles. And then Edge's music hits. And I'm like, oh, damn. Okay. So him and Christian come
Cage's
down.
Music hits.
Yeah, and they come down to the ring, and, you know, the crowd's giving a nice holy shit. And they basically, you know, they tell the Bucks they've got a lot of respect for him and all that other stuff, but you know, FTR attacked his wife and put them out of commission, so they're going to be getting the tag titles, basically.
Yeah,
that's pretty much how it went. They had to rectify that or whatever. So he respects them, but it's FTR and Cage and Cope 2 for the tag team champion. He said at Dynamite. So is that at Dynamite, or is that coming up at Double or Nothing, or what?
It's Dynasty.
Dynasty. Okay, because he said, I'm pretty sure he said Dynamite.
Yeah, I think it was a slip of the tongue.
Okay. But yeah, after that, I mean, they kind of FTR comes out with Stoke limping instead of being in his chair. So that's good. He'll be back in the chair eventually. But they.
Oh, first though, Cage says it's personal for him because he, as a world tag team champion, he'll get to make a lot of extra money.
Yeah.
such a douche, like such a douchebag.
Yeah, it's deeply personal for all of you, but for me too, because if I win, I'll get a lot of extra money.
Yeah, like the difference between a guy like him and MJF is that Christian Cage loses a lot more often.
Yeah.
Like a lot more often, like when he's around anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, FTR came out. They kind of charged the ring right into some super kicks, and they end up leaving the belts in the ring. And both teams kind of pick up the belts at the same time, and they're kind of holding them between them.
Yeah, I was a fan of the match. I wasn't really a fan of the go home angle. Why would FTR charge the ring when two tag teams that hate them are in there? Like,
Yeah.
FTR, you're supposed to be smart. You're not supposed to run right towards the double danger.
Right.
Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And then like, ugh, I hate the tug of wars with the belts. Oh, it's so, ugh.
Yeah.
It gives me PTSD flashbacks of WrestleMania 31. Like, don't get me wrong, I was at that show and that show was awesome, but the build to that with that final Raw before it with Brock and Roman just mean mugging while they both like gripped the title belt and like, no, it's mine, no, it's mine. Like, ugh, it's just ugh, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. That's all there is to it. It's bad.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but Dynamite was yeah, there was some good stuff. There was some bad stuff. It was good overall though. It was an entertaining show this week.
yeah,
You know, I thought it was all right. And then we've got our Saturday night slam dunk for Collision because they busted it up into 2 nights
oh
and put it after the NBA tournament, so it doesn't come on till like 10 o'clock at night,
yeah.
and that's dumb. Because I don't even watch.
Yeah, but I got
basketball.
an interesting story about this actually.
Yeah.
Because last night, my daughter is 3.5, and she's going through a phase where she has trouble staying asleep in her bed, and has been coming to sleep with us in our bed. And at a certain point in the night, you're just like, ugh, fine, like, and especially when your show has been delayed and delayed and delayed till what wound up being closer to 11:30 at night, and you had homework to do before your podcast to actually watch the shows that you could beforehand. At that point, I'm just like, okay, fine, just stay in bed with me. So she's cuddling up with me while I'm trying to watch this, but that means that I'm kind of like falling asleep in and out of it. So I'm like, okay, it's on Triller. I'm watching on Triller with a VPN. So I'll just watch it when I come home the next day, right? After work. I come home and I realize this isn't what I watched. And I don't know if this happened to anybody else, but I realized that what the episode that I watched on Saturday that I was kind of falling asleep in and out of was actually what's supposed to be going on, like right as we're recording right now on Sunday night. Like, I don't know if that happened to anybody else, if anybody else experienced that, but like my show yesterday did not open with Kyle Fletcher and Robbie Eagles for the TNT Championship. It opened with Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong versus Jay Lethal and Lee Johnson. I don't know how that happened, but I can talk a little bit about it, which is more than I thought I would be able to talk about, considering the scheduling of our recording here in relationship to these schedules collision drops. So let's talk about what actually is labeled Slam Dunk Saturday first, and then I can talk about what I recall from Slam Dunk Sunday, which I saw parts of on Saturday for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, it opens right up with the Protostar, Kyle Fletcher, defending his TNT title in an open challenge match against Robbie Eagles, who they made very sure to tell us on commentary was Kyle Fletcher's trainer and former teammate in The Mighty Don't Kneel in New Japan Pro Wrestling. They showed a clip of him getting the win in a trios match during the House Rules card that they had the day after Grand Slam Australia. Nobody here in the audience, though, in Fresno, knew who Robbie Eagles was, though, and it was very clear because they were cheering Kyle Fletcher, the guy they knew, the entire time. Despite Robbie Eagles' best efforts, I thought he showed some cool stuff. I liked how they were putting him over on commentary. Specifically, Nigel said he wanted to be referred to as the Limb Reaper because he was, I guess he's become pretty well known for, I guess, your basic wrestling psychology 101, pick a body part and work it for the whole match.
Yeah.
But I guess he just goes in extra hard on it or something.
Right.
I don't know. So he's the Limb Reaper, which I thought was a cool nickname. But yeah, I feel like Robbie, is Fletcher's trainer, so he's gonna let Robbie get in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So that was cool. So he had a chance to kind of show out. I swear though, like I don't think I've ever seen anybody in a wrestling ring ever weaponize the scoop body slam as much as Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah.
When he picks somebody up and just rams them down, I don't think I've ever seen anybody just violently body slam somebody the way Kyle Fletcher does. And he does it so fast. I'm really worried that he's going to try that on a bigger opponent and like injure them because he's not going to be able to lift them high up enough with enough velocity like he can with all these little guys that populate AEW.
Right.
Like he tried to do that if he tried to do that on Brody King, I'm worried that he's going to break Brody's neck. But man, I'll be damned if he doesn't have like the most powerful looking body slam I think I've ever seen because of the way that he delivers it.
Yeah.
And the way that people sell for it. Can't believe it's not easy to sell. Got to be pretty easy, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Getting thrown that hard.
Yeah.
On your back. But yeah, at one point, Robbie Eagles gets Fletcher into like a reverse figure four thing. Fletcher does this great thing where he's like tapping the air, but his like full blown like a bird flapping its wing, right? But his hand never hits the mat, so it's not actually tapping. I don't think I've ever seen anybody like tease a tap like that before. So
right.
just more points for Kyle Fletcher in my book for that kind of thing. But yeah, eventually Robbie Eagles hits a suplex on Fletcher into a turnbuckle after I think it was like a superplex that got botched, like they accidentally slid off the turnbuckle and landed on their feet in the corner. But from there, they were already in suplex position with the hands over the necks and everything. So Robbie just throws him into the corner, which got an audible ooh from the crowd, which is great to hear when they're that invested. And then hits a 450 onto Fletcher's damaged leg.
Yeah.
Which, like, directly, it wasn't an accident. It was absolutely deliberate.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, that's in the clip earlier, they showed him getting the win in that trios match after a 450 splash. So it really, it put over, oh, so he's targeting the leg with it. He must be in such terrible pain right now because that's his finish, and he did it directly on the limb that he was working. But after that, Eagles, I think he was trying to go for a brainbuster.
Mm-hmm.
I think kind of like because the whole dynamic was teacher-student, so like anything you can do, I can do better. I taught him everything he knows, that kind of deal.
Yeah.
But Fletcher countered. Eagles hit a poison rana that didn't look all that great. But then he hit him with some kicks, but Fletcher just destroyed him with a clothesline. And then did like that last, he got like this last flurry of offense, and I think he body slammed him again, threw him into the turnbuckle, hit him with the kick, and then hit him with the brain buster for the win.
No.
All in all, I thought it was a pretty good match. It was my first experience seeing Robbie Eagles wrestle. I thought he lived up to the hype, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, really good match. Kyle Fletcher always puts on a good show. If this is his trainer, I mean, good on him for getting him a match on TV, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they were in town. I mean, I don't know if there was a New Japan Strong show
Maybe.
or something, but
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine any other reason that because he had the tag team. What's the tag team name in the Mighty Don't Kneel? Like the I think they were originally known as TMDK, and then they expanded that name to include the stable. But I don't know what they call the tag team now. But they were
Okay.
in NXT for a little while. I can't
Mm.
remember their name, but they were with Robbie Eagles as he was on the ramp, but they didn't stick around for the rest of the match. So
Mm.
I clearly they were all in town for something,
Something. Yeah.
or at least on the coast, then made the trip. So
Yeah.
um, Mox Moxley is shown backstage with Pac, cuts a promo on Will Ospreay, basically kind of like he kind of big times him, like acting like his dad is like I don't know. He's acting like a dad, like an abusive father. Like I don't know why you have to make me do this, but if you need this lesson again, I'll send you back to the hospital. Basically, completely like hot dogging him, right? And then Pac stepped forward and proving again that he's underrated in most aspects of his game. Like Pac cuts a great promo saying that I don't know what your problem is with me because I wasn't there when they injured you, but which is funny because like Pac was the one who got himself involved to prevent him from attacking Moxley
Right.
on Dynamite. So it's like I don't know what your problem is with me, bro. You blindsided me. What do you think my
Right.
problem is with you? But heel things, not exactly the self-reflective type.
Yeah.
But he said that he uh, never really got along with him anyway, and so
Mm.
he'd be happy to get his grubby hands around Osprey's neck. So, just another big W for Pac.
Yeah. Pack
Honestly,
stuff.
Pac stuff.
This is like I always thought you were a prick.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the pack stuff. Always winning. Um, always a threat. And then
Agreed.
that we've got that trios match with the LFI versus
Our condors of the week,
the
our
Condors.
giant
So yes,
condors of the week, Alpha Zoe, Dom Kubrick, and Lucas Riley.
oh
Oh, you guys, you came, you saw, you got your asses kicked. We salute you.
oh. I can only imagine looking and seeing Roosh across from you on the board is like seeing like the Road
The Road
Warriors across
Warriors.
from you on the
Yep,
board. Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
I like oh no, I'm about to get my ass kicked. Like for real.
Yeah.
But there's our condors for the week.
Recording in progress.
All right, so after LFI just destroyed those guys, we've got
Oh,
Tekla.
oh, but I think they're going in on the Frank Mortos attorney at Raw thing. I've not seen Ring of Honor, but Mortos came to the ring with sunglasses and a necktie and wrestled the whole match with them until the sunglasses came off. Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, maybe they are going
Sorry,
for
I
the Frankie
needed to
thing.
get that in there before I forgot.
Right. So yeah, after that, Lexi Nair's backstage with Tekla, and she's asking her about Timeless Tony Storm and basically whether or not she attacked her or not. And Tekla said she didn't. She basically said she didn't do it, but that Tony doesn't think she can beat her, so she staged this whole thing and ran away.
Yeah. For English being not her first language, she's a damn good promo, isn't she?
Yeah, I think so.
And she just seems at home in this role too as champ. Like it just seems to come so naturally to her. She's so cool. She's so cool. But yeah, she put the whole locker room on notice and said they better fake their own deaths because fighting her would be worse.
Right?
Like, oof, that's a
Oh,
cold line.
yeah, it is.
That's a
Yeah, it is.
cold line.
After that, we've got the Brawling Birds against them spooky bitches.
Damn spooky bitches. In a match that was way longer and way more competitive than I thought it would be.
Yeah, same here. I
If I'm
definitely
being
thought this was
completely
gonna. I
honest.
thought this was almost gonna be a squash,
Yeah.
and it wasn't.
And this was, I feel like Julia and Sky were great in their roles of like sticking and moving and, you know, cheating at every opportunity. And
Hmm.
like they looked like they could actually win at certain points.
Yeah.
But we all know what was going to happen. they're
Yeah.
not the, they're not the ones that are getting pushed here.
Right.
It's the Brawling Birds, which I'm still not sold on the name. Like, uh, I get what it means because in the UK, bird has a different meaning, a slang
Yeah.
term. Like they use bird like we would use chick.
Yeah.
I'm sure it comes from the same point of origin.
Probably.
Uh, but like uh, because of that, it seems all I don't know. It seems like icky, almost like bordering on it for me to even call them that. It's like, should I be even saying this?
Right.
Like it's one thing if we're, I mean, uh, when we call the Sisters of Sim dem spooky bitches, or the Triangle of Madness dem spooky bitches, it's with love. It's
Yeah.
with it's I mean it's partially with irony because the whole point of it was that even that is a better name than the Triangle of Madness. But it's also like with, you know, it, it's in parentheses complimentary. Like, and I know that we should be calling, you know, Brawling Birds complimentary, but like I don't know, it maybe it's because I didn't come up with the term that I don't feel as comfortable with it, you know. So I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it though. I have a tendency to do that. I do. So, but either way, Windsor and Hater, the the exaggerated British caricatures that they are still awesome wrestlers. And after playing Ricky Morton for a surprising amount of time, Windsor turns things around, tags Hater in, and Hater just clears house. And eventually they get. I guess I shouldn't dead name it. Two birds with one stone, and for the win.
Yeah.
It's always the heart attack to me, though.
Yeah. I don't really like. I don't. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like.
I think the naming, the reasoning for the name is clever. I get that.
Yeah.
I get the naming of it, but it's like, oh man, that's the heart attack. It's a Heart Foundation's finish. If you haven't guessed by the name of our podcast here, we're big Heart Foundation fans.
Right.
So it's a little difficult for us to kind of like just take the new name on it.
Right.
But I'll try not to dead name it.
But yeah, it was a good match here. I mean, they're great wrestlers. I just don't. I'm still not sure about the name. You know.
Yeah.
So I'm sure.
You know what? It doesn't hurt that the emphasis on the words in the phrase changes depending on who's announcing them to the ring.
Yeah.
Like if it's Justin Roberts, the emphasis is on birds. If it's Arky Ara, it's on brawling.
Yeah.
It's like these birds brawl.
These are
like it's a weird thing. Like the Brawling Birds versus the Brawling Birds. Like these are just birds. They brawl. It's like these brawlers are birds. Like it's a different thing. It's two different things.
Either way, brawling.
Yeah.
They're good at that still, but I don't know. I'm not sold on the name.
You know what I
Or
think I
yeah,
part of it too is that it reminds me of when WWE was putting Sheamus and uh Butch
yeah,
and what's his face? The other guy, Rich Holland,
yeah,
together as the Brawling Brutes. And it
yeah.
just sounded so amateur, like it didn't sound like an adult made up that name.
No,
At least
no,
not
it
a
didn't.
not a professional writer anyway.
You're right.
Maybe I don't know.
Maybe
I think maybe it reminds me
deranged
of that, and that's
80-year-old.
why I'm pushing back on it a little bit too.
Yeah,
But between that and the connotation that Bird has.
yeah. After that, we've got Lexi Nair backstage again with Brody King, asking about his loss to Swerve, but he cuts her off and he's like, he's a guy. He says, Kenny, because of Kenny, I'm standing here, and I owe you one. And after Kenny mops the floor with Swerve, he's coming back after him. But for now, he's going to be still hunting championship gold. So I don't know. It seems like split focus.
Yeah,
Maybe we don't know what we're doing right now. But I still hope to see Brody King be champion at some point.
yeah,
Some champion, a champion. I mean, send him after Kyle. Whatever. I don't care. Just some belt, any belt. Some wins would be nice, please. Like everybody loves Brody, and we're still not getting that many wins.
yeah,
Where he should be. He really should be. Like, got to stop putting him up against walls where like it doesn't make sense for him to win. Like, we need to give him a program where it makes sense for him to come out the victor.
yeah. It really it does him no favors to be built up just to lose.
Yeah. None at
So
all. None at all.
I don't know.
And it
Like
keeps happening. It feels like.
yeah, they build him up, and I mean that it's kind of what's happening to him is what's happening to monster heels, except like I don't know, like that's what it reminds me of, like guys like Kane. They were built up and they
Yeah.
were built up and they built up, but then they never really win the big one.
Yeah.
So it's like they're built up to be a monster to be slain, but it's like that doesn't work, or it shouldn't work that way with a babyface monster. Like
Yeah.
that monster should win a lot. Like
Yeah.
I don't understand what they're really doing with them. I think they got to do something with them soon.
Yeah. After that, we've got our main event for the first night of Collision, with Daniel Garcia and Claudio Castagnoli taking on Commander and Mascara Dorada. Ooh, man,
Yeah.
Dorada's just so good.
The highlight of this match was when Commander and Mascara Dorada both walked the ropes towards each other, then grabbed each other by the hand, and then moonsaulted off the top rope that they were standing on to the outside to the waiting Death Riders. I have never seen anything like that from a tag team, and it was amazing.
Man,
and
okay.
more stuff like that should happen because it's awesome.
Here's the thing. It was even more amazing to me from inside the business. And I say that because walking the ropes is something that's done like once. If a trainee is advanced enough, we can have them walking the ropes, and they'll start off, being, they can hold someone's hand and walk the ropes, but so you figure out the feel of it. But you got to go to like Mexico or Japan or something like that to get the training of like running the ropes like that.
Yeah.
Walking the ropes is incredibly hard if there's anybody anywhere. Like even if you're holding someone's hand, like that makes it harder actually, because there's somebody in the ring moving.
Mhm.
which is why oftentimes when Commander is doing like one of his ring rope run dive things that he does, everybody's outside the ring. There's nobody in the ring. Like even the referee is usually out there at that point, and like there's nobody in the ring moving around to make it move
Right.
because the ring, the whole thing, you touch one part of it, the whole ring moves. That's just how it's built. Like it's all everything's interconnected and everything moves, and everything sways kind of like a hurricane building, you know, like
Hmm.
so. Um, Running the ropes or even walking the ropes is much more difficult when there's movement in the ring. It can only be so incredibly difficult to run the ropes on the same rope with a different person running the ropes on the same rope as you. Like with two people running with completely different like step cadences and stuff and like length of step and all that and the way the rope like tightens and loosens depending on where you step on it. I can only imagine how incredibly difficult it was to hold their balance to do that.
It's got to be really scary too,
Oh, I bet it was terrifying. They
because
probably were looking at each
of
other when they
all of
started,
those
like, "You ready
extra
for
factors.
this?"
Yeah.
Like, there was definitely probably some non-verbal communication happening between the two of them. Like, "Are you really ready to do this? Are we gonna do this?" Because like they could have just
Yeah.
moonsaulted from their respective corners and called it good, you know.
Uh,
Like,
well, and
but
that, I mean, and the fact that they both had masks on must have made that especially difficult to communicate, especially with Mascara Dorada,
yeah,
whose
not
mask covers his entire face.
yeah,
Like at least Commander has like eye holes, and where his eyes are visible, and the bottom half of his mouth is free.
yeah.
So
So you
like,
gotta read his lips a little bit, you know, if you need to.
yeah,
But I can only think that they have done that before somewhere. Not here in the states, obviously, but
yeah,
like I can only think they because I just don't feel like that's. It seems like it would be so difficult because
yeah,
of what I know about walking the ropes and attempting to run them and how fucking many people I've seen, even people with great balance and wonderful athletic bodies that are able to do things like that just fail at doing it. You know, like I have seen people that I'm like, that is a supreme like alpha level athlete. I've seen them fail trying to run across the top rope. You know, like so like when I see these two guys do it at the same time on the same rope, I'm like, that must be so fucking hard. It must be
I can't
so
imagine.
fucking hard, man. Like and it yeah, went off without like fucking butter. That is absolutely as smooth as that could have got. Like so, props to them for not only doing it but making it look like it wasn't even hard. Like because they made it
Yeah,
look like it wasn't hard. And that is absolutely something incredibly hard to do. Like
yeah,
100% without a doubt. Like no one in the wrestling, not a fucking soul in the wrestling business is gonna argue with me except maybe them
yeah.
about how that's and they might come and be like, "Oh yeah, he's right. That's fucking really difficult," you know? Like that shit's really difficult. So, yeah, that yeah, I almost don't remember what else happened in the rest of that match because that shit was so awesome.
Yeah. I mean, the end comes with. I mean, the Death Riders take the win. Um, it was a matter of Garcia getting beat up by Commander and Mascara Dorada for a while, but then eventually, after a little while of being on the outside, Claudio comes in, clears house, uh, hits him with who was it? I think it was Commander. Gets him in the giant swing, and then while Garcia's choking Mascara Dorada on the outside, uh, Claudio hits him with a neutralizer and pins him. Uh, I mean, it was great back and forth. They're really trying. I feel like they have Mascara Dorada in a kind of a holding pattern, It's like
Yeah.
it kind of feels like they want to do something with him. They're just not sure what. So they're just putting him on TV and having him show out to get gain a little momentum with the crowd and familiarity and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't. I don't know even what really gives me that impression, other than it's like he's on TV a lot, but he's losing a lot.
Yeah.
It's like made a big deal about signing him and everything. But like they just that just seems to be the holding pattern that TK has. It's like if he likes you and he likes your work, he'll put you on TV even if you're losing a lot until he can find a story for you, and then that's when you start winning.
Do you think? What do you think the odds would be? Okay, like just we're at the end of the show here, so like we've got like one more hour of Collision to go. But like, what do you think the odds are? Like what would you say? Would you have like 60, 40, 50, 50, whatever that, Dorada, we find a story for Dorada and he chases a title that exists in AEW, or Tony Khan debuts a cruiserweight championship. What do you think the odds
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I could see either happening, but I could see Tony Khan introducing another championship. I think he's trying to stay away from weight divisions.
Yeah, I
don't think he would call it a cruiserweight title, even though that's kind of what it would
be. Yeah.
Like, it would be probably something like the X Division title in TNA.
The Lucha Libre title or something. I don't know. Or
something like,
something more general,
I like maybe it would be.
It might even be like a heritage.
Yeah, like I could see him saying, like taking a page out of CMLL's book, like they had, like Máscara Dorada is their historic welterweight champion, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he has like a historic or heritage type title.
Yeah, like a Lucha Heritage title or something.
Yeah, like maybe he puts exclusively Mexican wrestlers, or at least people who are really, really in take inspiration from the lucha style. Lots of flippy boys.
Yeah,
tons of them in this promotion. So you've got your pick.
Yeah,
but like
it would be a never-ending rotating division, like straight up.
I don't like if he was to do that specifically for the mass luchadors though, Hologram and El Clon and Commander and Máscara Dorada and the whole lot of them. Yeah. You almost have to think, if you create it for that purpose, is that seen as tokenism? Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. As somebody with a splash of Mexican heritage, I think I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you never really know.
At the same time, I also want these guys who he apparently takes very seriously, and who, as some, like, I'm sorry, man, but like, you signed Mystico, okay, like, and my initial instinct with that is, okay, yeah, he's the trios champion already. Okay, and that's cool. Yeah. That's fucking wonderful. I'm not mad at that already, because now he's like 2 different trios champions.
Yeah, king of the trios.
Yeah, he's like the king of trios. But like, if you're gonna sign that guy as a Hispanic heritage fan, as someone who identifies in that group of people, because that's how I grew up, if you're telling me that Mystico doesn't win the international title or the TNT title, or maybe not the world title, like, you could maybe, like, he's a legend, his career's gone on very long. If you were to say, like, maybe he's not shooting for the world championship, okay, I can accept that. But if you're going to tell me he's not going to vie for and possibly win any of the titles between trios and where he's at now and the world championship, any of those in betweens, like you don't play with our fucking emotions like that. You will find that us Hispanics are very petty and hold grudges, especially when you play with our wrestlers. It's like playing with Big Worm's money. Like you just don't do it because you're playing with our emotions, Smokey. Like you just don't do it. So like I think eventually that will happen, and I hope it will because, I mean, but then the same with Dorada and like Bandito needs to win an AEW title proper eventually, probably a world championship in his case. Dorada too, maybe like Dorada's good enough to win a world championship. Yeah. And he's young enough that like he's got some time to do it.
It's difficult in the United States though, because promos are so important. Especially with the guys who wear the masks that cover their entire face. It's like you've already got a language barrier. Then you've got this real, literal, physical barrier in between your mouth and the mic. Yeah. I feel like there's just.
Well, I mean, we have a perfect solution to that. Yeah. We have a perfect solution. His name is Alex Abrahantes.
No, we don't.
What happened to Alex Abrahantes?
They did not renew his contract.
Okay, I would hire him back immediately.
Yes.
Because of how many like fully Spanish speaking luchadors we have in the company straight up. But like if you want somebody like Mystico or Mascara Dorada or Bandito or somebody like that to be really taken seriously, they're gonna need a little bit of help on the mouthpiece part. And he is the perfect guy. Penta says is legendary AEW shit. Okay, you can't tell like anybody. Like if I say the words to any AEW fan, Penta says, they know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. They know who said that. They know probably what he said after that, almost on every occasion he said it, because Penta, part of Penta's like character was that he spoke Spanish, and Alex translated him for us. And he was incredibly over to the point where Penta absolutely could have been the AEW World Heavyweight fucking champion, and nobody would have batted an eye. Nobody.
Especially in those early days.
The fact that he was AEW Tag Team Champion enough, the Lucha Brothers versus the Young Bucks is like that shit's gonna go down as historical like wrestling matches. Those are
absolutely
textbook fucking tag team matches. If you want to point at great tag, like there's 10 tag team matches in my head
specifically.
Like, ever since I started watching AEW, you have the cage match. I mean, there's like I got at least a good 10 list, if not more, and a lot of those matches involve like the Bucks or the Lucha Bros. Some of the most gruesome shit I've seen in AEW has also happened with the Lucha Bros. So, like, because, I mean, that poor Ray Phoenix got hurt so fucking much and gruesomely in front of us all the time. But, like, I mean, like, I feel like, maybe some kind of heritage title would be cool, but also some of the younger guys, and I know, like, Commander has already won some ROH titles, and Bandito is the ROH world champion still, but, like, let's bring those guys. Let's put some AEW titles on these guys. Like if you're gonna sign it, to say these are all elite guys, how come they're only being seemingly taken seriously in ROH? Like this. Come on, Tony. Like we know ROH is your developmental area, which is why we see some of the people on the roster down there and scratch our heads. Like everybody in your fan base wonders why Athena is not a full-time AEW wrestler. And guess what? Right now would be the perfect fucking time to make that happen right now. If Tony Storm is out on like what is based, I mean, like they didn't say indefinitely, but if they say a very long time in wrestling, that means indefinite. And indefinite doesn't mean forever. Indefinite means we don't know when it's going to end. Yeah, that's all indefinite means. It just means it is not definitive when the end is coming. So since we don't know for sure when Tony will be back, that's an indefinite leave of absence. And this is the perfect time to put that fucking ROH title on Billy Starks and bring Athena up. We don't even have to, like, they don't even have to talk about, like, once you bring her to AEW, you don't have to talk about her losing the ROH title. That can all happen on ROH. We don't have to use that and say, oh, that puts her stock a little lower because she finally lost that title before she came up. No, it's a step up no matter how you look at it. And it's one that the entire fan base agrees on. Like, almost to a person, almost everybody's unanimous. Like, she should be up here. You know, why is she down there herself? You want to go back like a year and a half on Twitter, and you will find a place where she retweeted me saying, why isn't she AEW Women's World Champion yet? You know, like, and she was tweeting that back then. So come on, like, let's just, this is a perfect time. You know, but it's a good time anytime to bring people who are deserving up from their ROH roster into AEW. I mean, the roster is huge anyway. We figured out a way to make it work.
Yeah.
This was a big problem with everybody. Like even 2 years ago, it was like, oh my God, look how bloated the roster is getting. How does this possibly work? Guess what, man? It's working. It's working. We have plenty of guys to rotate in and out in case somebody gets hurt. We got plenty of people. Everybody's getting a little bit of TV time, even the jobber people. Like, everything is, it's working. So if it's working, you know, now we've got an opening. We've got an opening in a division that already desperately needed more bodies.
Yeah, it's true.
It's time to bring her up, man.
It's past time.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate the work that she's been doing, essentially carrying Ring of Honor on her back. Really. I think it's to the point now where I think she's main eventing their pay-per-views just as often as the men's world title holder.
It was Bandito.
I mean, in this case, it wasn't just Bandito. It was Chris Jericho. It was Claudio. It was Eddie Kingston. Like, it was a bunch of guys now. So,
she's been champion through like 7 different ROH World Champions. You know, so like,
I feel like the best time to bring her up was earlier, but the second best time is today. So let's do that. Let's do that.
I can only imagine Tony Khan is considering it. Like, looking at his situation right now, I can only imagine he's like, okay, well, fuck, you know,
Tony Storm being gone is huge. Huge loss.
Yeah, because she's like the only woman who's getting pay-per-view matches without having to have a title.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, people are gonna, like, if you go back to only having the titles for the women on the payper-views,
it's it's
a step backwards, and the fans are gonna notice, and it's not gonna make them
happy.
Like, they've been making the right moves lately.
Yeah,
like,
it will feel like you're taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, you teased us with this. We thought that maybe this was the way going forward, and now it's not. Because Tony's not here? Does that mean she's got the only stories worth telling outside of a title context? I don't think that's true. I think you can do better.
Yeah, definitely.
So
with that said, okay, so as Adam and I kind of hinted at earlier, for the second hour of Collision, and that's kind of happening like right now while we record. So obviously we're not, sitting here watching it. So Adam kind of got a preview.
Sort of. I was in and out. Like, I caught the first 2 matches. I caught Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong versus Jay Lethal and Lee Johnson, which was pretty good. They called Jay Lethal, who's now acting as the Swirl's mentor. I guess the combination of him and Lee Johnson, what did they call them?
Lethal Swirl is what they're calling.
No, it was Lethal Twist.
Or Lethal Twist.
Lethal Twist.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, fine. But match was, kind of, back and forth. It was pretty good. Roddy picks up the win after he's one of the best hot tags in wrestling. Like, Like he may not be like solely a tag guy, but when he's in a tag situation, his hot tag is right up there with anybody. End of Heartache on Lee Johnson picks up the win, and afterwards he gets on the mic and says, he kind of explains himself. He's like, I was here basically at the beginning because of Kyle, and then Kyle had to leave, and I felt kind of homeless to a degree, and so I pushed away. But you know what? I'm back, and now I've done some reflecting, and I'm ready to admit that I'm an official member of the conglomeration. So
I love that.
I know. I love that for him. After that was the Divine Dominion in a squash match against two ladies whose names I don't. I think one was
They were Viperous and Alex Garcia.
Oh, Viperous, that's right. Viperous did the thing the last time she was there where she put her hair up and she was gonna like go crazy.
Oh yeah.
And she got a big pop for putting her hair up and pacing around the ring while jacking Jaws too. But she got put in her place real quick. Yeah. Divine Dominion, which I'm not like a huge fan of that name either, but at least it's a name that doesn't just smush two aspects of the participants' names together in a portmanteau. So
damn Amazon bitches.
Yeah, well, I don't want to get too derivative of our own work here.
Okay.
They're not all dem insert adjective bitches. I want to be a little bit more respectful.
They're not bitches at all, just so y'all know. Like it's just I mean Megan Bain is whose girlfriend is she? I can't remember whose girlfriend she was.
Joey Janela.
Joey Janela, okay, and who is, regardless of how some people like to talk about him, by all accounts that I have ever heard backstage at shows, like a fucking amazingly nice person.
Great stand-up guy.
Great guy. So if she's his girlfriend, like he either likes him real mean or she's actually very nice. Like, I mean, and from all the stuff I've seen, she's nice. It is probably a little bit of both. I mean, she does a
little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah, I mean, she's a wrestler, so there is definitely a little bit of column A.
Yeah.
But I mean, Joey's just like a stand-up dude by all accounts. So like, I got nothing bad to say about Megan Bain personally, and we'll leave it at that. Like, if I got a problem with anything she's doing in the ring, that's all it is. All right, guys. So anybody knows I don't have a grudge against her or anything like that. It's not weird. I actually am kind of getting endeared to her, but it's not a good way that it is, and I have to admit that. Like, it's not a good way that I'm being endeared towards her because it's comparative to Lena Croft. And that's actually to Lena's detriment because Megan is not the most experienced person in the ring. But when you look green compared to Megan, you're really green, man. But when you're making Megan Bain look like the best wrestler in the ring, that hasn't been happened. To this point, that hasn't happened a lot. So,
I mean, I'm a bit more forgiving than you. I mean, but we've gone over them.
Yeah, you're more forgiving than I am. I'm the asshole in this situation, everybody. Just so y'all know, it is me.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm not critical either. I've been critical of Lena's work. That one singles match she had, she didn't look. The first tag match they had, she didn't look great.
No, she's improving. I'm not going to say she's not improving. She is improving.
For sure.
But she was green as squirrel shit when she started. And so she has a lot of room for improvement.
And she's doing it quickly.
She is actively improving and quickly. Yes, there's definitely reps happening behind the scenes. She's definitely putting in the work. You would know if she wasn't putting in the work because it would just be the exact same shit we saw on day one. And that's not what's happening. She's definitely putting in the work. I'm pretty sure she was on Dark and Elevation before she got signed and like became Megan Bain's tag partner. And so like that just shows me that like she was already putting in the work. And but like everybody who is as big as she is, You get pushed to the fucking moon when you're that size, period. You get put
Yeah.
through things
Yeah.
quicker because they want somebody that big. Like if you go to a wrestling, if you're a 6 foot plus woman and you go to almost any wrestling school in the country, you will probably have your first actual wrestling match within 3 to 5 months. And that is way quicker than you need to be having a fucking wrestling match. But that's what's going to happen because they want somebody your size and they're going to put you in the ring and they're going to go, we'll make it work until it really works.
Yeah.
And you'll get your reps, but you're going to mostly get them in front of people. Yeah, you'll fake it till you make it, and you're going to do it in front of people. So everybody's going to see your mistakes, and everybody's going to see you being green as hell, and everybody's going to see that you don't perform up to the standard that other people in the especially at a company like
you because
AEW.
you're a big son bitch.
Yeah, they're going to forgive it because you're huge. And now the only problem with that here in AEW is that AEW is such a work rate company. Even compared to a lot of indies, it is like the best motherfuckers who wrestle on the planet wrestle in AEW. That's it. Period. Okay, we'll stop. That full stop right there. So when you're green in there, it's very apparent. But that's not me saying I hate her. That's just me saying she's really green, man, and maybe she shouldn't be in the position she's in just quite yet. But is she putting in the work to try to stay there and look like she belongs there? Fuck yeah, she is. Yeah. Fuck yeah, she is, and I'm not mad at her about that. I think she's that's it, and her getting put in that position is not her fucking fault either.
No, I mean nobody. Penelope got hurt.
Yeah, Penelope got hurt. If Penelope hadn't got hurt, she could have sat around and been a heater until she was ready forever, and I would have accepted that just fine. But Penelope got hurt. She had to put up or shut up, basically. And she's putting up as best she can, and she's improving while she's doing it. So yeah, I'm not mad at it at all. But
they had to move the belts to a heel and get them some significant momentum heading into All In, so that they could drop them to Hayter and Windsor.
Yeah.
So I mean,
still, with all the teams that we have in the women's tag team division, that just it still doesn't I know why it makes sense, but it just doesn't make sense to me. I'm just I mean, just because they're British, just because they're British.
Well, I think TK wants to be the anti-Vince in a lot of ways, but especially.
No, I get that. I get that, and I do appreciate that part too.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, and especially in the way that happens in front of an audience, where the talent in their home country doesn't get buried and made to look like idiots.
Yeah,
you want to send those fans. Those local fans cheering for their local people to stand up and cheer and celebrate.
Yeah. I mean,
best way to do that is to give one of their country people a win.
And in a stadium that size where you're already, I think the last report I saw was 30,000 tickets sold already.
Yeah. I think the setup is great. They're going to build a stage for this one.
Yeah.
Whereas the last two times that they were there wasn't really a big, stage. So I think it's gonna the capacity for it is they're probably gonna top out at around 55,000 seats.
Because still, if they've already got 30 of them moved out of 55, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So not bad.
There have been WrestleManias with fewer fans in attendance.
That's true. So but yeah, I mean that's not a bad pull. But I mean, I get it if you've got that many people and you're in England. I mean, you want to do that, but at the same time, I don't know. This is just, I feel like just speaks more to me for there needs to be more tag teams.
There absolutely do.
But every time
they need to be kept separate from the singles ranks until you formally split up a tag team.
Yeah, and then they're not part of the tag team ranks anymore.
Right.
You're not just going to shuffle one of them off to another tag team, so, yeah, I mean, Divine Dominion, I mean, I squash these people, absolutely. Who are they? But
don't
I
remember Vipers for her gimmick.
Yeah,
her putting up her hair and being a messy bitch.
Yeah.
Basically.
I see also Yeah, I see also here that Champa beat Leo Rush, which is a match I definitely want to go watch if Leo Rush really is doing the Blackheart stuff.
Yeah,
Because I
from
can
what I
only
remember of this match, because this is where I started to go in and out of consciousness, as I was sleeping next to my daughter. Uh, well, as she was sleeping next to me, rather, and I was going in and out of consciousness. I remember the entrance, and it was different. It was different. Leo definitely had the contacts in. He was doing the running on all fours thing. Like he was doing the full gimmick. I was in and out, so I didn't see the finish, but I assumed Tommaso won because why would you have Leo win here?
yeah, it looks like Tommaso Ciampa won.
Yeah. And then I know that Mystico and Jet Speed won.
Yeah.
And that Josh Alexander exacerbated his knee injury here.
Yeah, the report coming out of the night
was.
is that Josh Alexander got hurt coming out during this match, and I'm not sure how hurt. I haven't really gotten a full report on that anywhere, but the report is that he was injured during that match, which sucks because Josh Alexander is on a fucking roll right now for being like the actual mouthpiece of the Don Callis family.
Yeah. Funny thing for him to kind of slide into role wise.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that he looks a little bit like Don Callis doesn't hurt anything, but the fact that like he's a really great wrestler, but he can also cut a killer promo. Like that's as much as I like to bag on the Don Callis family, they are like the top heels in the company right now, and
there are a million of them. So
yeah,
like losing one or two guys doesn't really hurt them all that much, actually.
But this particular one, like nobody else in the group really can do what Josh Alexander's doing.
Yeah.
Like some of them can cut a great promo, but Josh Alexander's like these like basically Callis family news segments where they make their intentions clear while people are getting beat the shit out of in the background. It's like some of my favorite promos on the shows. And I mean, can we at least, if he's hurt and he can't wrestle, we got to keep doing that. Like keep this man at work. Like don't, let him heal up, but keep him at work. And like, let's hear that.
I don't want to make him travel with a serious knee injury, but if he can,
yeah. I mean,
I wouldn't mind seeing more of it.
I mean, I don't know if people who wrestle at this level really love wrestling. That's part of the deal. You got to really love wrestling to put yourself through the shit you have to get through to get to this level of wrestling. Mm-hmm. So a lot of them, as far as I know, will literally just strap on a knee brace and go to work. If I got to fucking walk on a cane for the next 6 months, as long as I'm doing it on TV, because if you're gone for a while, you lose your spot, man. That's just what happens. And
I think from what I understand, this was a situation where the knee had been bugging him for years. And whatever happened during this taping exacerbated to the point where it needed to be addressed immediately. So
fucking fantastic. So he was already strapping on a knee brace and coming to work.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, I mean that's not out of the ordinary either, though. Really, find me a wrestler who's 100%, and I'll find you a guy who's never taken a bump in his life. Yeah, like straight up. Like if you tell me I wrestle for a living, oh, you do. What's your injury rate? Oh, I'm 100%. You're a fucking liar. You're a fucking liar.
Not even the Miz, who worked famously safe, and I think he got his first injury in like 2019.
Yeah,
so not even he
like
escaped it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how safe you work, you will get hurt doing this.
Yeah.
Period. Like that. I have been hurt doing this, and I'm a referee. Okay, I don't do half the shit those guys do. But
not even close.
Just so for those of you who don't think, who don't understand, like, and anybody who is for some reason listening to this podcast who might like to use that F word that we all hate when we're talking about wrestling, that fake term. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just go over this real quick. Okay. And this is just the ones that I remember off the top of my head without thinking too far into my career that has, at this time in 2026, been going on for about 18 years now. So at this point, I've been doing this for about 18 years.
It's a long time, brother.
It is a long time. During that time I've been consistently booked. So I mean, I haven't been taking bookings the last year or two. I'm getting old, man. There's stuff I got to have checked out and done before I can keep doing this because of things that I'm about to talk about. So, just in that 18 years, I have wrestling has given me a case of plantar fasciitis, which means the tendons on the bottom of my foot curl up into a ball sometimes for no fucking reason. I have also tendonitis, which means the tendons at the top of my foot curl up into a ball sometimes for no reason. Those are plaguing injuries that lots of wrestlers have, but I have them also from just being in wrestling. I have fallen out of the ring and cracked my tailbone. I have the very first time I refereed a show, the very first show I ever refereed, I came out of that motherfucker with a black eye because the wrestler told me, "Hey, you're going to referee the main event, and I'm going to throw you into the corner, and I'm going to mafia kick you, and if you don't turn your head to the right or to the left, I'm going to kick you in the nose and break it." And I said, "Okay." He threw me into the corner. I turned my head to the right, and I had a nice black eye on my left eye for like a week and a half. That was the shape of the heel of a boot. So, yes. And that was the very first show I ever refereed. I got this huge black eye. So, it's not... even for referees, you get hurt. So, if a wrestler tells you they're 100%, they're fucking lying. And every one of them has something wrong. So, I mean, if Josh Alexander was working on a hurt knee, I'm not surprised. If he got hurt worse, also not very surprised. It just happens. It's not anybody's fault. That shit just happens to people. Like, by nature, this business breaks you down and hurts you. That's why you never meet an old wrestler who walks straight. It just doesn't happen. Like, we just don't do that. Okay. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that pretty much sums it up. That was all for the action this week. You even managed to get a little bit on the... I still don't understand how I was able to get a little bit of preview of what should have been shown tonight. I don't get it. If any of it, you guys out there listening, experienced something similar to me, where you experienced the Sunday night show on Saturday night, let us know. I'd like to know that I wasn't alone in this, or that I wasn't on mushrooms or acid or anything like this.
Adam does not take drugs, guys, at all.
I didn't hallucinate this to the best of my knowledge. So I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how you got that, because I didn't. I definitely was watching the Triller feed on Saturday night and didn't get the Sunday broadcast. But Sunday night, I mean, we're here Sunday night. I didn't get to watch any of this shit, so I definitely didn't see it. But yeah, with that said, I mean, with the results we can read here, there are a couple matches I'm definitely going to go back and watch. Like, I'm definitely watching that Roddy Strong stuff. I'm definitely going to go back and watch the Ciampa match.
Yeah, I'm going to go back and watch that.
I mean, I might just watch the whole... I'll probably... It's just an hour, so yeah, I'll probably go do that probably right after we get done recording here. But because I have to be up and wake my wife up in like 4 hours for work. So, but yeah, good.
Other than that,
based on what I can tell, it was a good like week of wrestling. I mean, the wrestling was really good. It was a little slower paced than a normal week, and it was weird with the Saturday being broken up into 2 days for 2 hours. But we've got a lot of building to look forward to, which I thought was going to be building for the pay-per-view, but it looks like it's just building for next week's Dynamite.
Yeah.
Which seems like it's going to be a badass Dynamite. So I'm looking forward to all of that.
I am slightly disappointed that they haven't built something up specifically for Brody King to do on this St. Paul show.
Yeah. That definitely
Really,
needs, yeah.
he needs. I mean, I would be okay, I guess, if he squashed another giant condor, but I feel like with the political climate in Minnesota right now, with ICE still being there, still terrorizing people, and it just not getting reported on. Basically, everybody just gave up on Minnesota for them to fend for themselves.
Yeah.
I feel like Brody King could really, really, really be super duper over, and you could really push him to the next level with something juicy for him to sink his teeth into on this show.
Yeah.
And at least as of tonight technically Monday morning at 12:29 a.m. on the East Coast, nothing has been announced for Brody King for this show, and I'm a little disappointed. I'm hoping that they give him something really, really, really substantial.
Yeah.
And not just another, oh, here he is, just trot him out, get the cheap pops. Like, no, you want him to be triumphant. You want a monster pop. Like, so give him a match that means something against an opponent who means something. And
let him win the international
title
title off Okada.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't it be like great if he just showed up, issued a challenge, Okada laughs at him but gives him a shot anyway, and he beats Okada in like 3 minutes?
That'd be fantastic. I would be hyped for that. And so
sometimes, even with your top stars, you have to pull surprises like that. Mm-hmm. Okada will bounce back. He's Okada. You can afford to take something like that.
Yeah. He can easily take that and not lose any R at all. I mean, it's Brody King. Like, oh, of course that guy beat him. Look at him. Like, any new fan coming in would look at that poster and be like, the guy with the tattoos is going to win.
Yeah.
The guy that guy's going to win, of course. But like, here we are. So let's hopefully something good happens with him, because especially that would definitely be like, Denver's a good crowd for it, but that when Minnesota is like the perfect hotbed for this exact thing. Like if you want to lean into it at all, this is the spot. So
absolutely,
hopefully that happens. But yeah, that was wrestling for the week.
In the meantime, one thing left to do.
Yeah. And I guess we gotta do like the pros do and call it in the ring.
That's right. And this is where we get to the main event bit of news that everybody's been talking about for almost the entire week.
Oh my gosh.
The Janelle Grant lawsuit against Vince McMahon in Discovery drummed up some interesting information. That being that in emails between Vince McMahon and Endeavor, I think CEO R.A. Manuel, who are very known famously to be very good friends, it seemed like there was collusion that the sale of WWE was basically going to be handed over to Endeavor despite other bidders putting bids in. That led to a lawsuit against WWE in terms, alleging them of fraud and gross misconduct and collusion, amongst other things. In the discovery from that lawsuit, this is the big news we're about to cover, because although Endeavor, KKR, and Liberty Media were the three biggest bidders that were known publicly for the sale of WWE in 2023 for some time, the unredacted court records, as reported by Brandon Thurston, shows that there was a fourth bidder, Base 10, which is owned by Tony Khan.
Yep.
What a bombshell. Like,
yeah.
I can't say that. I mean, thinking about it, it doesn't really surprise me.
No.
Billionaires are going to billionaire, If
Yeah.
they see something that they can buy, they are going to make a play for it.
Especially if you're a billionaire who loves wrestling and a wrestling company's for sale.
Yeah. They were the lowest bidder, like in the easiest terms to follow. Like it wasn't like a straight up bid where we're going to give you this much money. There, there were stock options and percentage of this and that and the other thing. But in the simplest terms to follow, those four bidders, base 10 put up $6.9 billion, and that was the low bid. So KKR bid what would have amounted to between $8 and $8.7 billion. Liberty Media put up what it amounted to $8.5 to $8.9 billion. And Endeavor, it's not like I said, it's not a straight up money offer. Like it's more complicated than that. But their bid was 8.5. So actually, possibly less, depending on how the percentages shook out, than Liberty Media or KKR. So they weren't even like really the top bid.
Yeah.
They absolutely were the favorite bid, with Tony Khan's base 10 being 6.9, being quite a bit the lowest bid, but still big enough that they were able to get into the room and see the financial records and that kind of stuff. So like, this is enormous. Like, imagine the what if scenarios.
Oh man.
Like, let's break it down. On the face of it, let's put it in plain terms. It's not good for there to be a monopoly on mainstream wrestling.
No.
So Tony Khan owning WWE on the basis of economic principle alone is not something that I would be for. I'm going to say that right out the gate. That being said, we have to put that aside for the sake of fun, because we want to talk about the what ifs here. And like many AEW fans that have become defensive and bitter, I can be a petty bitch at times. So there is a part of me that would have been tickled to see a repeat of the Raw and Nitro simulcast, where Tony gets on and is like, the name on the contract reads Khan, but it doesn't read Nick Khan. It reads Tony Khan. Like, I mean, could you even imagine the absolute tumult that would occur on Twitter over this?
Oh, dude, Twitter would have melted the fuck down.
I mean, if that's the way we get rid of Twitter, I'm all for it.
Oh, it would have melted down. Like, oh. At least half of the real people on Twitter are wrestling people. And yeah, that place would have just melted. Like, they would have lost their ever-loving minds. Yeah. Especially the Fed people, like the people who really are just like only into WWE and like hate everything else. Like, they would have lost their freaking minds.
Yeah.
But only the terminally online ones, the people in the building and the people that, are like,
they probably wouldn't know
watching WWE on the weekly.
Going on.
Yeah, they'd be like, I don't know who this guy is, but if he's going to make things better, okay. And then suddenly those people are going to have to watch, Roman Reigns get his shit kicked in by Kenny Omega, and I'm all for it. I'm
all right with it. I mean, that brings up a good question, though. Like, with that much talent, like, it's not like WWE was without talent. Now, whether or not you think Roman Reigns is a good in-ring performer, he is a legitimate huge star.
Yeah.
So how do you navigate that?
I don't know. The first thing I would, in that spot, first thing I would have done, WrestleMania is now a super card weekend.
Yeah.
Which means both companies will be coming to get WrestleMania every year will no longer be about the two world title, blah, blah, blah. No. It's about the best from both companies, like a night of, like, WrestleMania would basically become like the real concept of a night of champions. where
Yeah.
everybody with a belt from both companies comes together and we get some matches.
Mhm.
And because Tony Khan owns both companies and he gets to book it, we get definitive winners and shit. We could have a draft again that means something. Because it would actually mean something. Like, hey man, we're gonna, you know what? Like AEW needs more tag teams, so we're gonna send the Usos over there.
Yeah.
And WWE fucking needs a couple of guys who can wrestle better, so Osprey and Omega are gonna go over there for a year. And just, I mean, there are AEW fans right now who are cringing at the words I'm saying.
Yeah.
I know there are, but
Yeah.
you tell
But
me
we're
that if
just
this
we're
man
just
owned,
discussing
yeah, we're just
what if
discussing it.
scenarios that will never be because it didn't happen.
No, but if Tony Khan owned both companies, I'd be more willing to watch both companies. The Saudi Arabia deals would be dead in the fucking water.
Yeah, there's that.
Deals with Fox would probably be dead in the water. But there's still going to be companies like, oh, we can get WWE programming all of a sudden. Hell yeah, WBD might carry
Yeah,
both.
and
You know,
let's discuss that for a second too. Like, I know there are a lot of AEW fans that just say, "Oh, well, just dissolve WWE. Nothing good came from it."
nope.
It's like it's not that simple.
It's brand recognition.
Exactly. It's not about you can get rid of the rot. You can get rid of Triple H. You can get rid of Johnny Laurinaitis. You can get rid of Vince McMahon. Because remember, we're still talking about 2023 here.
Yeah.
So, they're all still there. At this point, you can get rid of the main. As soon as the Janelle Grant lawsuit becomes big and it drops, that's when you can get rid of these people,
mm-hmm.
and then you can work to change. You can get rid of the loyalists like Road Dogg. I mean, he's left anyway, but by now. But you can get rid of guys like him and Bruce Pritchard and Michael Hayes. Guys who are loyal to Vince, and replace them with your own guys.
Yeah,
you can do that. And I'm not going to be naive and say it'll take care of itself. There's still work to do, but when an outsider comes in, they always kind of take over everything anyway.
mm-hmm.
So if the same people who are saying, that they trust TK and everything, why wouldn't you trust them with this?
Mm-hmm.
Right? The point of the matter is, though, that, like you said, it's about name brand recognition.
Mm-hmm.
The Khans, Tony and Shahid, may have more money than Vince ever did, but Vince absolutely had the more powerful brand recognition.
Yeah.
Had the more powerful, more recognizable brand. You would be a fool not to utilize it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just let it go there. I mean, it would. WrestleMania makes money. The Royal Rumble makes money. Like the SummerSlam makes money. These are brands that mean things to people.
Yeah.
You don't just get rid of it.
No.
I'm not saying get rid of AEW and fold it all into WWE either.
No.
But at this point, it's like I feel like he would hand the reins off, not Roman, to somebody else in terms of booking. But like, I don't think he would have time to run it.
Yeah.
But he would absolutely keep it alive.
Yeah.
And I don't think he'd, as petty as he's chosen to be in certain terms, if he owns everything, I don't think he'd be like a Vince McMahon. He wouldn't be like firing Jeff Jarrett because on the air or anything like that. I don't think he'd make a lot of those WWE guys. I don't think he'd make them put through their paces. I don't think he'd like punish people like Vince did. Like, oh, you're a WWE loyalist, Seth Rollins. Oh, well, you're mine now. Now you're just going to job for 2 years. Like, I don't think TK's like that. Vince was definitely like that. I don't think TK is like that. I feel like the best scenario that you could hope for in this monopoly situation is that you have AEW and WWE running as separate companies that come together for WrestleMania and Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
and WWE probably isn't as profitable because you're not having the folks at TKO, the just like blind uber capitalists that they are, squeezing every penny that they can out of their customer base and out of licensing and sponsorship deals and stuff like that. I don't think you see that with a TK owned, a TK owned WWE, not TKO, WWE that we have now. I don't think it's as profitable, and because I don't think he would continue to do business with Saudi Arabia either.
Yeah, the major change that I would see him making is he probably can NXT and move ROH into there.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. As
merge
much
the
as
rosters and move ROH into their spaces.
Glory days of NXT's brand recognition are gone.
Mm-hmm.
Those are long gone. That died when 2.0 came in and destroyed everything.
Yeah,
and it was on its way out anyway. As soon as they lost guys like Ciampa and Gargano to the main event scene, and a lot of other guys to AEW.
Andrade.
Yeah,
NXT was where I saw a lot of guys I really love now first, like Ciampa, Gargano, Andrade.
That black and gold era is mint. It's some of my favorite wrestling.
The Four Horsewomen, that's where Mercedes came from, and Bailey, and
ever since the pandemic hit, like in the last 6 years, it's been through a real rough times to the point where it's bounced back a little bit, but you're really not seeing the same quality, or at least I'm not hearing about it. Like, I don't watch the show, but it's like, it's hard to put guys like, I don't know who even's on top. Like, most of them are like AEW cast-offs now.
I
love Ethan Page. I'm
pretty sure it's either Ethan Page or Ricky Starks who's the NXT champion. I'm not sure which one, but I think it's one of them.
Well, it was the Obafemi guy.
Well, Obafemi's on the main roster. Apparently shit-housing Brock Lesnar to the point where this is how they're making him. Like, they're going to have him destroy Brock Lesnar. Apparently he flattened him in like less than 15 seconds on Raw. Like, on Raw this week, Obafemi fucked Brock Lesnar up. So, like, that's happening apparently.
Who is NXT champion right now?
I don't know who NXT champion is. Like, I don't really pay attention. Like, when somebody says it's Ethan or Ricky, I'm like, hell yeah, But other than that, I'm like, yeah. Because it's always...
But, like, that's the thing. Like, even if I was not plugged in beforehand, I would know instantly. And I don't know anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, before you... Yeah, if Ciampa or Gargano or...
Joe Hendry.
Oh, it's Joe Hendry.
I like Joe Hendry.
I do like Joe Hendry.
I like Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
Like, I've liked him ever since he was the local hero, doing the local hero gimmick. That's great.
Yeah.
Good news for him. But, like, how far has his stock fallen that he's on NXT as their champion, and I didn't know it immediately?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that speaks more to NXT stock than
I think that's like 2 years too late.
Yeah, basically. I mean, they just brought him out at WrestleMania. Well, I guess last year at WrestleMania, or maybe the year before, and like he did a nice spot with Orton, and then got RKO'd. While he was TNA champion too, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, way to tell everybody that y'all don't take TNA seriously at all,
Yeah.
Well, poor Joe just kind of keeps getting caught in like wrong place, wrong time scenarios, even though it's getting him a whole bag to do it, Which I'm never going to hate on the man for getting paid, but I'm surprised Tony Khan wasn't knocking on his door a lot sooner, especially when the theme song like became a hit, and like stuff like that. Like, I'm really surprised that he didn't end up in AEW, but really, I don't really know him I know him for his character, not his work rate. So that could also be a reason.
I think that's the thing. Like, TK's, he likes some certain big characters, but he's much more of a work rate guy. Mm. He likes the graps. So like Joe Hendry is, he's a fine worker. Like, I don't think there's anything really wrong with his work.
No,
but he is much more character forward.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not like on the same level as like a Kenny or a Will or Swerve
No.
or somebody like that.
Oh, no, no, no.
And that's another thing too.
No, no, no.
Like Swerve wasn't even part of the golden era NXT, but if WWE isn't looking at that, man, like, holy fuck, did we fumble that?
Yeah,
Like, I have no idea. Like, if they have the hubris to think that that was not a fumble on their part to let that guy go after what they've seen from him since that he's been in AEW, like, that's an insane level of hubris that I've never seen before. Because if I'd let that guy go, looking at him now, I'd be like, oh man, I fucked up. I fucked up bad. Like, like he just but he came from the NXT farm, you know, like he always talks about his time on the indies, but like really, like, Swerve, like, we know who you are because you spent time at in developmental at WWE where you were on TV, and that's how we know who you are, you know. And I mean, yeah, there's some
maybe
indie
some
fans
people
out
know
there.
him from Lucha Underground.
Yeah, oh yeah, there is, yeah, that too. I did watch Lucha Underground, but it, like, a lot of the guys that were on Lucha Underground, like, it took me a second to put two and two together. You know, there's obvious ones like Penta and Johnny Mundo, you know, like that. I'm like, okay, I knew those guys beforehand, but
it's difficult to mistake anybody for Brian Cage.
Yeah, that's true, Brian Cage. But like Ricochet being on there, like, it took me a while of him being on WWE to be like, oh wait, that's Prince Puma. You know, like, and just, you know, shit like that. Like, there's a lot of, like, because a lot of people worked under hoods that don't normally work under hoods in that company and stuff like that. So, like, there's a lot of people like that I know I saw in Lucha Underground that it just takes me forever to be like, oh wait, that was, you know, like, and, you know, like, oh yeah, I remember this motherfucker. Like, cause like, I remember when I first started watching AEW, I was like, why is Penta funny? I remember him being a fucking monster.
Yeah,
you know, because on Lucha Underground, he was a psychotic fucking monster, man. Like, and so I'm like, Penta's
even
funny?
in TNA.
Yeah.
He had a run in Impact where he was essentially the same character. It'll tone down a little bit. But.
Yeah, but essentially the same. Yeah. And so, like, yeah, with Penta becoming like a funny fan favorite guy that the kids love is really odd to me because I watched Lucha fucking Underground, you know, like, which was basically Lucha CW. Like Lucha ECW, like, it was Lucha ECW, dude. Like, that shit was like, and it was way better at it than Wrestle Society X was.
Oh man, let's not go into that because we're already tangentializing here.
Yeah.
Point being that I think you're right is that they probably get rid of NXT and just replace it with ROH because while WWE has brand name recognition that you can't ignore and would be foolish to try to do so, NXT isn't really in that same position. It doesn't have the history. It doesn't have the the prestige behind it. It doesn't have the history of good ratings. It's got better than ROH in terms of national exposure, but obviously Tony Khan loves Ring of Honor. Like, he bought it and then didn't just immediately like absorb it. It's been 4 years now, thereabouts, since he bought the company, and he's still keeping it going with every little bit that he has. Like,
I'm positive they're
doing studio shows now. Like, he's a little engine that cutting it into a proper existence. Like, he's not letting it die. I think you're right. I think that if Tony were to buy WWE, he would just get rid of NXT. He would probably do, if he was going to do an invasion angle, that's where he would do it. It would be NXT. Yeah. He would try to revive the glory of black and gold NXT, put it against Ring of Honor, and have ROH go over as the main brand there.
Yeah. Yeah, and then ROH would effectively become the brand there, and they'd probably retire all the NXT titles and just merge the fucking rosters and let the people who are really good float to the top, and, you know, the people who are just there to make enough of a name for themselves to earn a few $1 million on OnlyFans are not staying in wrestling. I'm sorry. Like, hey, look, no hate on anybody who's on OnlyFans, okay? None at all.
No.
None. Do your thing. Get your bag. All right. But if you're in wrestling so that you can then go and do that to make a bunch of money, like you're in wrestling for the wrong reason. Please move aside so somebody who loves wrestling can come and do their thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Agreed.
but no hate if that's where you're going, and no hate if that's what you're doing. Okay, because like that, everybody's got to make their bag, man. I'm not gonna hate on anybody for their hustle. So,
hey, if there are people who want to pay you money to look at your feet, whatever. That's their money. They can do whatever they want with it.
Right. If you want to take money for showing it, and they want to pay money to see it, do your thing. You're a consenting adult. So,
but yeah, I think what else do you think? I mean, I think. Oh, you know what? Do you think before the Janelle Grant stuff gets out, after the sale is made public, but before the Janelle Grant stuff comes out, there's a little bit of a window there, I think. Do you think in that window that Tony Khan starts getting rid of Vince loyalists?
Oh, I think they're gone day one. I think Tony
Khan.
Do
you think that Triple H waits to be fired, or do you think he just leaves?
No, I think he probably fires him day one too. Yeah, because look, in Tony Khan's shoes, walking into that business, now owning it, the first thing I do is shit can every Vince loyalist and everybody who is in any way connected to a McMahon. So that's Triple H, that's Steph, that's Vince, that's fucking Shane, that's fucking, all the people we named earlier. Everybody, if you're a Vince loyalist,
I might leave Shane.
I might even go.
Shane and Vince have a weird and very unfortunately complex relationship. He comes back every now and then, but you never really seem to have a good relationship with Vince.
No.
So I feel like if any of them get the opportunity to maybe stick around, maybe it's Shane.
Maybe.
Because the loyalty may not be as strong with him as... And honestly, he doesn't really have, except for that one Royal Rumble, he doesn't have a history of really making waves in creative. He may just be content to be like, "Oh, what's up, boss?"
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe you get rid of all of them. You maybe even go on the email and be like, if you really loved Vince, you got to go, and you should probably just resign now before I figure it out and fire you.
Yeah, it's you definitely get rid of Steph. You definitely get rid of Trips after the lawsuit, at least. Beforehand, I don't know if he does.
No, I think before all of
definitely
that.
After, though.
Oh, definitely after, but I think before, because the point
I think John Laurinaitis is the first one to get canned.
Well, I just like if you're gonna buy the company, you want to get all the previous owners' loyalists out immediately.
Yeah,
like, that's why when you see corporate buyouts and stuff, like people start getting shit canned left and right.
And
it happens sometimes before the merger's even done. Some people see the writing on the wall and leave immediately.
Unfortunately, this is an unfortunate comparison I'm going to make, but I feel like it's accurate. When a young lion challenges an old lion for control of his pride, if he beats him, he kills all the cubs.
Yeah, basically.
He kills all the cubs to ensure that only his bloodline survives.
Yeah.
That's what would be happening.
Basically, yeah. And that's exactly the way I would do it. In his position, exactly the way I would do it.
Do you think that
you all got to go? Look out here.
Do you think he personally goes up to Nick Khan and pimp slaps him?
No, I just think he takes great fucking pleasure in walking up and be like, "You are fired." Big smile on his face. You're fucking.
What happens with Punk?
So this would this be before or during his tenure with AEW when this buy would have happened?
So 2023, it was early 2023. So this would have been probably around the time that I think just before, this is before All In. So
but after All Out,
he would have been running around on Collision with the Real World title belt.
If the brawl had already happened,
Wait a minute, hang on. Let me check the date on that.
yeah,
I
let's
want
see,
to. I want to see.
because my answer depends
I
on
may be
if
getting this wrong.
my answer depends on if the press conference and the brawl has already happened or not.
Hang on. Okay, so All in Wembley, the first one was August 27th, 2023. And that was the one. That's where Brawl In happened before the show happened. Before the show went on the air. The show opened with Samoa Joe versus CM Punk for the quote unquote real world title. So the sale, I believe, happens in April of that year. So that's a good
Well, I mean, when did
4 months before.
When did the brawl with the Bucks happen? Because that was first.
The previous year.
The previous year, and that was.
But before, Punk was still with the company by this.
But that was okay. So Punk was with the company. The sale would have happened, but he
wouldn't have left yet.
He wouldn't have been in the brawl yet when the sale happened, right? Or would
Correct.
the sale, or would the brawl have
he
already happened?
The thing, brawl out would have happened. Brawl in would not.
Okay. So the catalyst for all the bullshit would have happened, and the collision split and everything would have already happened, but
correct.
The firing wouldn't have happened yet.
Correct.
Okay, Tony Khan buys WWE, and he sees his solution to keep CM Punk and get him away from the Bucks by shipping him to WWE, whether he wants to go there or not. And he tells him, "This is your only thing. You can either go there or I let you go, because you have to be away from these guys, and this is their fucking company too. So
yeah,
go to WWE, get your WrestleMania main event that you always want, and your world title win." And be happy and very far away from the Young Bucks. And then maybe sometime later on, they figure their bullshit out and we get a WrestleMania main event of the Young Bucks versus CM Punk and somebody else, and they get to make money off this hate. But until then, separate them as far as you can, which if you own the two biggest wrestling companies in the world, you can separate them from as far as you want.
Yeah.
By putting them on different shows on different companies. And then none of the jack shit happens. The scapegoat bullshit doesn't happen. The really crappy TNT title run where he's trying to be somebody he's not doesn't happen. All the hatred from AEW fans with CM Punk and that whole 2 years of fucking infighting and bullshit we had within that none of that happens.
Well, I think it happens, but it's lesser.
Oh, way lesser. Way lesser. It doesn't like all encompass everything where every time you turn on the wrestling news for 2 years, something about CM Punk is on there.
Yeah.
Except that maybe he's winning the WrestleMania main event instead of fighting with the Young Bucks, or fighting with Jack Perry. Maybe, 100,000 things could have happened. It could have went just like it did, and he gets fired from AEW and then still ends up in WWE because Tony still wants to employ him, but maybe he sends him over somewhere where Tony's not the one running things, and even though he's the boss, there are people over there who maybe Punk trusts that to run a wrestling business that he's worked with before. Because you got to replace all those people you shit can with somebody, and so you're gonna need people with experience. I imagine that like Daniel Bryan ends up on the the WWE creative board instead of over at AEW doing God knows what it is he does besides commentary over there, because I'm sure it's a lot of different shit. But I imagine that WWE's like creative board and their board of directors and everything gets filled up with people who know what fucking wrestling is.
Yeah.
And what the current audiences think wrestling is, and not a bunch of old fucking fogies who haven't been relevant since WCCW before I was fucking born.
Yeah.
Trying to tell us what the kids these days are going to be into this year. Instead of, maybe we should bring back Hulk Hogan to promote his beer.
Yeah. What? Okay.
That shit never happens.
Yeah. What happens with Cody? That's interesting, right?
Does Cody still decide he doesn't want to be part of AEW? Or wait, is he in WWE already at this point?
He's in WWE at this point.
He's still in WWE then. I don't imagine that even if Tony Khan bought it, I don't think he'd fire him. I don't think Tony Khan has any ill will against Cody Rhodes. I really don't think like that's a bad relationship there. Um, I just think that Cody wanted to do something different, and he had kind of put himself in a corner in AEW because he did that whole thing that he did where I can't challenge for the world championship, like really put him in a corner when you're like that puts people who are world title caliber in a corner when they're world title caliber, and then they can't be part of that. Like it's going to be detrimental to Hangman too if they make it run for too long.
Yeah, the difference between Hanger and Cody is that I understand why Cody did it. He didn't want to be seen as
like his dad,
guy who booked himself to the title.
Like his dad.
Yeah. Although even his dad, like he had 3 NWA title reigns, and I don't think any of them last longer than a month or two.
No. But at least 2 of them.
He was always in the mix, but like he wasn't like Jeff Jarrett.
No. But I don't know. I think Cody would still be at WWE today.
Do you think he would still be a main eventer?
Yes, and in a better position than he's in now.
Really? Because he's in a pretty good position now.
Because the Cena heel turn would have actually went good, or it would have never fucking happened. And the Travis Scott thing absolutely would have never fucking happened.
No, that's true. Man, it's seeing all these like extrapolations in my
Travis
mind.
Scott thing 100% would have. Other pluses for the WWE that would have kept other viewers around: no Saudi Arabia, no Logan Paul, no fucking ISO Speed.
I think Logan Paul. When did Logan Paul debut?
I don't know. No Kill Tony, no none of that bullshit. Like all these like fucking no fucking bellying up to Trump. No, none of that. None of it. Like WWE takes a hard, definite turn right there because there's so much of the shit that TKO is doing to pimp them out on a weekly basis that's not happening if Tony Khan owns the business.
Okay, so Logan Paul made his in-ring debut on night 1 of WrestleMania 38 in 2022. So he's already there.
He's fired.
I really hope so.
Tony Khan's connection to New Japan Pro Wrestling and the Japan incident guarantees he's fired.
Yeah, you're probably
because New Japan will have anything to do with that motherfucker. Nothing.
Well, that's the thing, though. If it's all one thing, does he continue to have the good relationships with the other companies now?
I think he does because he doesn't buy AAA. And
well, I'm just thinking like I think part of the reason he was able to broker those deals and come across as sincere is because he's the underdog challenger brand in North America. He
brokered a lot of those deals before he would have purchased WWE.
Not the CMLL one.
I still think that may have happened. And the reason being is because he probably would have been like, no, I want to do a deal with CMLL and I don't want to buy AAA.
Yeah.
And
well,
AAA
he
get bought.
Pursued the CMLL deal, I think, off the bat. Because remember, they had the working relationships with AAA and TNA for a little while.
Yeah.
And then things went... the TNA thing just ran its course.
Mm-hmm.
To my knowledge, there was no ill will or anything like that. In fact, I believe the pay-per-views where Kenny Omega was TNA World Champion were some of the biggest buy rates ever. So yeah. I think it really only helped TNA. I don't think they have any ill will. AAA, on the other hand, is a different story because Conan had a falling out with Tony Khan because Conan is Conan.
Yeah. A prick by all accounts.
He's a carny prick. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he only pursues the CMLL deal off the back of their AAA deal falling apart. So,
well, maybe he splits them up. Maybe he says, "Hey, I still want to do CMLL and NJPW with AEW," and maybe makes a deal with AAA and WWE and TNA and keeps them separate like they are now. which kind of the things being the same as they are now is also something that I kind of want to touch on because what if because we said okay they wouldn't be as profitable as they are WWE if there was no Saudi Arabia deal and Tony Khan would
Right.
100% have killed that. He'd have been like no fucking Saudi Arabia. But what if he flipped that? Because there's not only one rich Middle Eastern country where they like to do sporting events. There's two. And the other one,
The United Arab Emirates.
yeah. So what if all this shit that's happening in Saudi Arabia and Riyadh is happening in Dubai instead? That doesn't bring about the ill will. There's still the profitability level.
Yeah. It's still shady, but not nearly as.
Oh no, people aren't going to be protesting against it for sure. Like
No.
it would be different because the UAE. I mean, for all their oil money and shit that they are just like Saudi Arabia, they're not like I know a bunch of people who do business in the UAE. I've done business with people there before who were starting fight teams and stuff. Like I built websites for guys over there and stuff. I have been told by almost everybody who's been there that it's the safest fucking place you can be as an American overseas. Because if anybody messes with you at all, the police will come and everybody, unless you were born there, you're on a visa. Everybody. There are no naturalized citizens in the United Arab Emirates. So if you commit crime over there and you weren't born there, they ship you out immediately. They just deport you. And if you were born there, they put you in prison forever. So so it's like one of the safest
deterrent for you.
Yeah, it's one of the safest countries in the world to live in and to work in. And maybe they wouldn't be as profitable because of no Saudi Arabia deal, but what if they made that same deal with the UAE? No ill will, same profitability level. Think about that.
Hadn't considered that. Really hadn't considered that, but it makes sense.
So, I mean, things could still be very similar to the way they are as far as like what companies work with what companies and everything. The only real difference I would see, just blatant differences, would be ROH would take over NXT's time slot and their facilities. And because I mean, we're at an ROH studio show now. If that timeline would just have been accelerated, and the cream of the NXT top would rise, and we would be short some NXT people and some ROH people probably, but those would be merged. And then WrestleMania would fundamentally change as an event, but that might change the implication of like the Royal Rumble, but it would still happen. There would still be a Royal Rumble. It might change the implication of the winner of it. Maybe we get more WWE title defenses in Royal Rumbles, which is something I really fucking love. I really love when the title is defended in the Royal Rumble. Like that's one of the things that hooked me on it because one of the first Rumbles I remember is Ric Flair.
92.
Yeah.
It's an all-timer too.
All-timer, dude. Yeah. So like
you look at we played a game once watching along the 1992 Royal Rumble. How many of these people are still alive?
Oh,
it was a depressing game.
That's a depressing
because that
game.
number is not high.
No, it ain't.
But I mean, look at the amount of talents in that Royal Rumble. That's probably the most stacked Rumble I can think of.
Yeah. But yeah, think about it. Like maybe we get better implications for Royal Rumble. Maybe the Rumble to Mania time frame isn't just like a predictable mess anymore.
Yeah.
But then also think about the opening, right? Like it's not blood and guts at AEW anymore. We can call it War Games because that's what it fucking is. You could bring the Elimination Chamber to AEW. You could bring fucking Texas death matches to WWE. You could like a lot of the things that the companies don't exclusively do. You could be like, you know what? Like, man, there's a blood feud going on in WWE right now that really needs a Texas death match. And because Tony Khan owns it instead of some asshole at TKO, they go, hey, that's a good fucking idea, actually. Or
Anarchy in the Arena.
Oh, dude, Anarchy in the Arena at WrestleMania. Like, bro.
Yeah.
Bro,
no. At WrestleMania, it would have to be Stadium Stampede.
But yeah, still at WrestleMania. I think about it like in the middle of 100,000 fucking people and everything. Like that'd be great.
Yep.
Or like, okay, think about this, dude. How stacked is the AEW World Championship scene right now? Even if we minus Hanger from it, how stacked is it? Right? Is the situation not perfect for an elimination chamber match?
Yeah, it really is. It
That's
is.
that's the type of thing I think of when I'm like, oh, what if Tony Khan did own WWE? There's a lot of trademark shit that WWE does that AEW could copy in its own way, but Elimination Chamber is one of the things that they are not going to be able to copy that without catching some
No.
kind of infringement lawsuit. But if
Yeah,
Tony
it's
owned
too
WWE,
unique. Yeah.
yeah, but if Tony owned WWE, think about an Elimination Chamber with Osprey and Swerve and fucking MJF and
Andrade, Brody
Andrade
King.
and Brody King and fucking Kenny Omega.
Yeah. Right there.
Ah, like
the talent.
yeah, and
Oh.
you know, maybe WrestleMania is not even a super card. Maybe it's just the one night a year we crown the champion of champions, like the guy who's the best in both companies. And so now we've got like the top 3 WWE guys and the top 3 AEW guys, and they're in an elimination chamber match. Like there's so many amalgamations that you can have there. Plus, if you put both companies together, Meat Madness is a tournament now. It's not just one match.
Oh, I would love a Meat Madness tournament.
Meat Madness is a tournament now because Tony Khan loves tournaments, and now we got way more meat than we can handle for the Meat Madness shit. That can't just be one match. No,
Put
it's a
Big E
whole
on commentary for every single tournament match.
fuck yeah, put Big E on commentary. But like, I mean, think about this is where I'm getting to have the fun part. Like, think about the crazy shit that could happen. Think about stuff that would never happen today that really could happen if Tony Khan had bought WWE, like the Meat Madness tournament. We could have fuck man, my synopsis are all firing right now. They're like, oh dude, this or this or this, and I can't form a fucking coherent thought for more than a few seconds. But I mean, just think about like all the crazy shit you could do. The Royal Rumble could be fucking 100 people if we really wanted to. It could be the whole night, like just 2 Rumble matches. That's it.
You could bookend the year with the King of the Ring and Continental Classics.
Yes. And what if WWE pay-per-views were 10 matches instead of 4? You know, like Saturday night's main event could be a whole different thing. If you like included other stuff, like, I mean, but at that point, like, you really like Tony Khan could be the guy who could own the 2 biggest wrestling companies in the world and somehow make that work with all of the other wrestling companies. Like, he's probably the one promoter who can go to NJPW and AAA and CMLL and like probably MPW up in Canada and the Indian federations where like Ali Singh and all those guys are working now. You know, like he could do, he like died. I forget who the other people over there are. I think Dijak's one of them, which but there's like an Indian thing going on now that's like getting big. And like, but you could go like and do all of the, like, go to all the promote. Like, he's the one guy who could like literally bring them all together and be like, let's have a fucking World Cup. A real, like, WPCW fucking tried it. God bless them.
Yeah.
But they didn't have the money to do us like a real proper World Cup, and they didn't have the access to the companies. Like, if you had Tony Khan level access to like every wrestling promoter in the world, that man could legitimately do a World Cup of wrestling.
There's your Royal Rumble. There's your Royal Rumble. You get together 15 of the 15 of the biggest, most prominent promotions from around the world. Each sends 2 representatives.
Yeah.
And there's your World Cup, your Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Fucking all kinds of, dude. I mean, it's endless possible. You could run tournaments all year. Just do them in different, you know, like just flop back and forth between companies. Like, hey man, we got the Owen, which has to happen in AEW because Martha Hart's still not going to give WWE that shit, even if Tony Khan owns it. Yeah. Although if Tony Khan owns WWE, does Owen get to be in the WWE Hall of Fame where he fucking belongs?
Well, that's still up to Martha.
That's still up to Martha, but if Tony owned it, I think there'd be a way better shot if Tony owned it. You know, if Tony was like, you know what, we're going to come out as a company, we're going to fucking apologize for this.
Yeah.
And then we're going to induct Owen in the Hall of Fame. How about that? You know?
Or what you could do is rename it.
Just the Wrestling
It's
Hall
not
of
the
Fame?
WWE Hall of Fame. I mean,
He would
you'd
have to
have to do
buy the
something.
Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame in Oklahoma. He would have to do that because
There's
they
one
are
up
the.
here in upstate New York
Oh,
too.
there is
Like
too.
there are a
Okay.
few.
Okay.
You'd have to figure out a specific name that's a little bit more universal,
Yeah.
but like you could make it a physical place.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That would
You
be the
can't tell me
best.
that Tony wouldn't want it to be a physical place.
Hmm. Make it a physical place, but put it on the same campus as NXT and ROH, man.
Yeah,
Like just
yeah,
just put it
make it
in
a
there.
tourist destination.
Yeah, yeah. Like, hey, we're gonna go check out an ROH show. We're gonna see the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. We're gonna fucking go take a look at the outside of the performance center because we can't fucking go in.
Yeah,
Like, which you can go in, but you're not getting past the front office unless you got a fucking appointment or you belong there. And if you
right.
don't belong there and you're like, hey, can I just go check out the inside? I'm like, security.
That's
So
another thing too. Like he's the performance center staying.
yeah,
It's already built.
it's already built.
It's
It's already
already
there.
got like everything that you need. Why would you,
Hmm.
state of the art tech and everything? Why would you not?
Yeah.
That shit's
I
staying.
he opens a proper wrestling school in it though. Like anybody can come and train here, wrestling school,
Yeah,
as long as you pay your fees. And then you got people like Serena Deeb and fucking Punk and fucking Athena and people like that. Like they got a job forever. Jay
yeah,
Lethal, fucking Jeff Jarrett, even like as much as people might hate the guy, he's got a lot of knowledge to dump about this business. He's probably forgotten
it's
more about
true.
this business than any of us fucking know because of his dad being Jerry Jarrett. Like, and who I hate him or love him is a legendary wrestling promoter. So, I mean, without him and Jeff, we wouldn't have had TNA in the first place back when it was fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
it's true.
So, let's just call a spade a spade. Like his dad was a legendary wrestling promoter, and that guy was a good hand his whole fucking career. So, whether he was world champion material or not is arguable, but good hand, yes. Probably this
Yeah,
generation's Dennis Stamp, if I had to
as
put him in a place.
as I as our friend of the show George once called him to me, that it's always stuck in my brain. He's the world's most okayest wrestler.
Yeah, I mean, basically, yes, but yeah, maybe he made it where he made it because his daddy was the promoter. Okay, that's probably a little bit
Yeah,
true, but that's how it kind of works in wrestling. Nepotism is alive and well in wrestling. And so, like, I mean, and a lot of people, like, man, they want their kids to do this. Like, I know people in wrestling right now who aren't even famous at this, and they're like, I want my kids to be pro wrestlers when they grow up. I told my kids they could stay home and not pay rent if they decided to go to wrestling school. So, I mean, and that's real. I did tell them that. I told them that when they were 6 years old. I was like, if you decide that you want to be pro wrestlers and you stay at home after high school and you go to wrestling school, I'll pay your rent. You just stay here and you go to wrestling school. So, I mean, that counts as college to me. If you're gonna, that's a fucking career. It really is, and it's not hard to make money at it. You just got to do the shit. You got to put in the work, and that's just like any other career. You're gonna go to college. You're gonna go to the military. You're gonna do anything else. You got to put in the work.
yeah,
And wrestling is the same. And the people who put in the work are the people who end up on TV. And people think it's
yeah,
not that simple. You got to have some kind of it factor. You can build the it factor in wrestling. All of this stuff is teachable. Promos are teachable. Star quality is teachable. Even in wrestling, yeah, there's some people that are 7 feet tall and you can't teach that. But almost everything else besides like physical size is teachable. And in the wrestling business, those people are so good at fitness and shit, they will change your physical size if that's what you want. So, like, they like it's a career just like any other. And if Tony, like, I don't know, I think the thing here is like if Tony Khan had bought, I don't know, I think the wrestling world would be like 100 times better right now if Tony Khan had bought WWE. If only because I would definitely be watching like 6 more hours of wrestling every fucking week. Still,
yeah.
and if ROH was in NXT spot 8 more hours, I'd be watching like 12 to 13 hours of wrestling a week, and I'd be just happy as hell because I love wrestling.
I love wrestling, but I don't know if I had the time for that.
I don't have the time. I don't know. I would be missing stuff for sure. Like there'd be weeks I didn't watch SmackDown or whatever. But like,
Yeah,
if I didn't, like, I'm telling y'all right now, like I don't hate WWE. I hate who they're in business with and who's running the place. I don't hate the place or the wrestlers in it really. But I had to stand on my principles and be like, hey, y'all are working with Saudi Arabia. I can't support this shit. And other people did that same exact thing. And I don't hate them.
Yeah.
The Janelle Grant stuff came out and they were like, oh, everybody that works there is still a Vince loyalist. I can't watch because of that. Okay, I respect that decision too. If Tony Khan had bought the place, how many of us would still be enjoying 13 hours of wrestling a week? It'd be a lot of us, man. It'd be a lot more
Be a
of
lot
us
of
than
really,
now.
really tired people.
Oh, fuck yeah, it would be. But we would be happy in our wrestling fandom in that way. Not that AEW's 4 hours a week are not making us happy, but if you're like me, there's never enough of a good thing, you know? And if Tony Khan runs WWE, that's a net positive in my, and based on everything we've talked about here, net positive. Like, God, I wish he would have won that bid, man. He should have gone to dad and be like, hey, kick in $4 billion so we can make it 10. Like, fuck it, you know, like let's get her done, man. It's not like the man doesn't have it. He's got like $300 billion or something like that last time I checked. So
that's ludicrous.
That's fucking nothing, literally. So, you know, not when he's making probably 20% of that every year on top of already having that, you know. I mean, like, yeah, he could have easily, I mean, for the love of wrestling, yeah, that should have happened. I mean, if anything, like if only to keep WWE out of TKO's fucking grubby goddamn capitalist hands, man. And I understand to own a company like that, you got to be a little bit of a capitalist, but God, what they have done to WWE, even since I stopped watching, is like every time I turn on anything adjacent to it and see what's going on over there, I'm like, what is this ridiculous shit that they're doing to this couple? Like, why are there ads all over the mat? Why is Logan Paul being taken seriously? Why are there so many streamers? Who put these right-wing comedians on here? Why the fuck is Donald Trump sitting in the front row? Like, none of that shit would be happening. Not anywhere. You know, like, none of it. Net positive for the wrestling world for none of that shit to be happening. But yeah.
Well, there you go. Deep dive into what ifs, and I'm sure there's stuff that we didn't even get to scratch the surface on, but unfortunately, we're already at almost 3.5 hours of content, so we will let y'all go.
Heck yeah. Thank you again to our sponsors, Weirwood Band, part of Team Disaster Plan Productions, and Prognostic Pedals. Thank you guys for sponsoring us as always. Thank you for the background music. Thanks, Garrett Deming, for the title theme and our ending theme, which is the same theme. I just split it up because, you know. But thanks, Garrett, for all that. We love all you guys. Keep your head on a swivel out there. Next weekend is a protest, so if you're going out, please be careful. And as always, we love you, and fuck ice.
Fuck ice.
Peace.
Peace.